Testing one, two, three. Do a mic check for me real quick. One more time. Yeah, but they can't hear us right now. D- do a testing one more time for me. Or you're talk. Yeah, you're talking. I can't hear you. Why am I not hearing you? Maybe if maybe if I do this. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching Drinks and Discussions. Sorry if you were listening to a bunch of mic checks. I think we were trying to um, test our mic. So give me a few seconds as well. I've got to change the screen that we're on as well. But I hope everybody's having a great day. And I want to introduce, I think this might be the first or maybe the second time that I've had the pleasure of having a live stream with none other, Miss Mandy. Welcome to Drinks and
Hey, everybody.
Discussions. How are you this evening?
Thank you. Good. Great. I'm excited.
Good.
I love political talk.
I am glad to hear it, and there's going to probably be a lot of good, civil, and I'm going to repeat, civil
Absolutely.
conversations.
I would have it
Um,
no other way.
if you're looking to have a lot of people here that are going to be going back and forth, trying to convince somebody to believe something other than what you believe or want to believe, you're in the wrong place. It's a little too late for that anyway. So it's,
Already voted. So, yep.
so let's start off. I'm actually getting ready to open up a drink, not a special occasion, but this is something that was recommended to me one of my by my good friends, and it's Jefferson's Ocean. I'm sure it's too far away that everybody can see, and I apologize. I have moved my location out of my office this evening, and I am in the backyard enjoying this nice weather. And so Jefferson's Ocean is going to be my drink of choice tonight, and I'm going to be smoking a cigar, so that's also a plus for tonight. What
There you
about
go.
you? Are you partaking of anything?
I have none other than Gatorade Zero.
Oh, Gatorade.
Cherry.
Ooh, cherry too. Is it the sugar free or regular?
It is sugar free.
Sugar free. All right. Okay. Well, let me open this and
The
pour.
hard stuff.
It's funny that every time I'm on drinks and discussions with people, and I always say it doesn't have to be alcohol. You can have a drink without it being an alcoholic beverage. So don't be an alcohol like me. Say no to alcohol. For you young kids out there, leave the drinking to me. All right. So cheers to you and to anyone else who's out there. I think there was somebody in the chat, and I'm apologizing, but I'm gonna have to use my phone to kind of chat because my computers are way, way, way far away from me, um, and I can't see the screen from way back here. But anyway, go ahead and talk for a little bit. I have to go run inside and take my little boy something in just a few first few seconds. I'll be right back.
Sure. Hey, everybody. Hey, Sam. Hey, home slave, I think it said. Yeah, hope everybody's doing all right. I hope everybody did their civic duty and went out and voted. I don't really care who you voted for. I care this much, but I just hope that you voted. It is it's our duty and our right, and I hope that you voted, and I hope everybody's doing great. I voted early. I voted about a week ago, and I think that I think he and I are on different political spectrums, which is going to make this a good, healthy discussion, which is which is good. So if you voted, uh, let me know in the chat that you voted. Uh, you don't have to say who. That's fine. Just let me know that you voted. Sam Sonite. I love that name. You've got to be like an 80s kid to know what that means. Sam Sonite. That's fantastic. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What we need to do. And I hope that everybody took time to really look over the issues, what everybody stands for, what everybody believes in, the changes that everyone wants to make. It's really important. It's really important to inform yourself of the issues. That's the important thing, you know?
Hey, I'm back.
Hey.
So, everybody, just to kind of get you acquainted too with the two of us, we've kind of mingled in the interwebs and the YouTube streets for over a year. Um, but we
More than
also
that.
we share a lot of the same views on a lot of things. However, politics is not one of them. And that's why I thought it was going to be kind of fun because while we're friends, friendly on the YouTube streets, it's good to have two people that are friendly that can get together and even talk about things that they don't necessarily agree with. So let me start by asking the question, and then you can, of course, ask me questions. But were you a Republican before Trump?
Yes,
Okay.
but not always. Um, I did vote for Barack Obama
Hmm.
because I really believed in his his views, and I think he did a great job. I think that was a great voting decision.
Hmm.
I love the things that he did.
Okay. Um, so how did you get from Barack Obama to Donald Trump as a Republican?
I thought I thought that a billionaire businessman does not need this job. He can run multi-million dollar companies, then he can probably run the country. And I thought he did a fantastic job the first time. Did he make some decisions that I didn't like? Absolutely, he did.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I thought he did a good job. The economy was in good shape.
Hmm.
And so uh, I want that back. And
So,
right now, groceries are horrible and I can't afford a lot of things and I want it back to where it was.
okay, I'll give you an opportunity to ask me something to start a warm-up question if you want.
Oh, okay. Um, have you always kind of lent left or
Yes, I call myself a centrist, but I definitely have always basically leaned to the left. I do have, and I'm making this up, making it known up front as we get involved, so you know, I do have family members that have been in the Democratic Party in the political circles for a long time, especially in the Arkansas area, which is also it's a red state. So, being someone who has been around the Democratic Party since my earlier days in Arkansas, it's really rare coming out of Arkansas. And I have yeah, relatives in D.C. now, so I've been around politics for a while.
but besides them,
Hmm.
you in your life financially and whatnot, how has that worked for you?
Well, it's really funny because I don't let things like this affect me. I believe that you can control what you do, how much you make, based upon you, no matter who's in office. If you hustle and you grind and you're dedicated to you, whatever it is you want to do, I don't. The amount of money is going to be there for you to obtain. And I am not the person that knows how much eggs were when under Trump. I don't remember the dollar 85, I believe he said it was under Trump. I don't remember those days. I don't barely remember last week. I live my day to day
Yeah.
based upon the day and the week. So it's hard for me to believe when people say I'm yearning for yesteryears. I find that to be a disingenuous argument.
Well, I get you there, and I don't remember how much eggs were under Trump.
Hmm.
I just know that I buy groceries by the week,
Hmm.
and they cost way more than they did then. Now, are groceries going to go up? Of course they are,
Hmm.
but they're like astronomically more.
Mm.
Gas is astronomically more. And of course, prices are going to go up. That's just life. But
Well,
it seems to be like so much more. And the arguments on getting the prices lowered,
hmm
I just don't see on her side. She's not making one
well,
at
so
all. And when you ask her about it, she just word salads it down.
and I hope some of the really good people like Samsonite and some of the other ones that I know fact check me as I'm going because sometimes my brain doesn't work as fast. Hey, Vic Ferrari, you know where to come if you want to join the discussion, buddy. We're in the Drinks and Discussions room on Discord, so jump on in if you would like to join us. We'd love to have you. Um, so what I will say, listen, look, watching Vic come in kind of threw me off my train of thought. Um, what I heard Donald Trump actually admit to. He said under his presidency, and I don't know what your state is or what your price of gas is right now, but under Donald Trump, he said gas was about $1.86, $1.87, somewhere around there. Gas right now is about $2.50.
Oh, more than that here.
So what I'm saying is that with the cost of living and things happen, we're not that far off. And listen, we were almost at like $4 when Harris and Biden took office. And 9% in that was a 9%. I think I even got up to high as 13, but I want to say 9% inflation rate. It is now down to 2%. So again, I believe
Where?
uh,
Where is it down to 2%? Where is
as
it
a
down to 2%?
as a country, we're at a 2% inflation rate. Inflation is not about state to state. It's all about the U.S. economy.
Okay. Like total average is
Hmm.
what you're getting at?
Yep, that's what I
Okay.
meant. And again, I'm not going to be at my computer with my keyboard. I mean, I have my keyboard here, but feel free for anyone actually, if you find that we are saying something that you don't believe is correct, feel free to fact check this away. I'm not saying that I'm going to be a Mr. Know-it-all, but I do kind of navigate in this political spectrum, and so I think I'm pretty much aware of where we are and where we stand from a factual basis. And thanks, Vic, for stopping by. So you're going to a watch party. Thanks for stopping by and lending your support, buddy. Appreciate that.
And same, I've been following this very, very closely. Um, uh, oh, okay. So, North Carolina, a Democrat just won for the governor
Uh huh.
race, and
Yep.
I actually voted for her,
Oh, nice.
for him rather, Josh Stein. I wanted Josh Stein to win. So I didn't. I'm not a person that votes like Republican all the way down.
Right. You're
I'm
not a
not one
straight
of
party
those
ticket,
people.
right? Yes. Yes. I'm not either. Yes.
Absolutely not. I think those people are ridiculous.
Hmm.
I vote for policies. Um,
Okay.
I watch people and vote for policy.
Hmm.
Those people are are well, they are not informed.
Right.
Uh,
Who was that saying?
like I
Same
said,
with Brian. Can you read the chat? Who's that saying?
I
Same
didn't
with?
mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Who was that same with Brian in the chat? I should be using my phone for the chat. I don't know. I'm not. I got it.
I don't see a Brian.
It says Samsonite. Hey, Samsonite. I don't know if I said hello to you. And then whoever
Same
is
with
with the
Brian.
scribble, I can't tell who the name is, said he's back again, or they
He's
are
a
back again.
radio broadcast engineer.
Oh, okay. Well, hello. Thanks for joining. So, you believe in policy over um, any of the other stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna pause, let you ask me a couple questions. I don't want to be like the interviewer and you're the interviewee. So,
Oh, that's okay.
go ahead.
So, which one of Harris's policies are kind of sold you?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm not sold on either one of these candidates. And it is not
I'll
necessarily
give you that
about
too.
it's not necessarily about some of the policies, but if I were to pick a few policies, I would say I am more opposed to Donald Trump's policies of tariffs than I am strongly in
You're
favor of.
opposed to tariffs?
I'm sorry.
You're opposed to tariffs?
I'm opposed to tariffs on all things coming into this country. Yes, because that is being paused. That will be moved over and passed on to the consumer, raising prices. It'll also increase the inflation once again. It'll put us in financial peril with all those tariffs he's talking about. The companies in this country do not reap the benefit of being tariffs on them on everything that they come in and import.
He's not talking about putting tariffs on us. He's talking about putting tariffs on other countries for items not made in this country.
Okay, so for instance, you got an iPhone. It's made in overseas.
Do
The iPhone costs you about $1,000 now. So in order for those parts in that iPhone to be manufactured and shipped over here, it's going to be a 200% tariff on those iPhones being shipped back over here and sold to you. Do you know what the company is going to do? The company is not going to say we have to pay the United States to ship them. The company is going to say we're going to raise that iPhone from $1,000 to $3,000, and you're going to have to pay that cost. The company and the country it's coming from, they don't reap the benefit of a tariff. That gets passed on to the consumer. That's how tariffs work.
It's worked in the past, though.
Well, sometimes it works on the past if you want them to actually negotiate on pricing or something like that. Because you want the consumers to buy your products, really. You really want Toyota and all these other cars to come over here. And that's another thing. I don't think Trump is aware of all the things that are imported into this country. There are a lot of manufacturing and chips, and I know Biden passed the Chips and Science Act to create and manufacture some of those computer chips here locally instead of bringing them and relying on them overseas. But tariffs are not
He was
a
asleep. He didn't know what he was doing.
well, let's see, but tariffs aren't a tactic to fix your economy. They're imposed in order to help negotiate your dealings with other countries, not as a fix for your economy problems.
Well, that's not the only thing he's proposing for the economy. That's just one thing.
That's the only one I've heard. So
That's
let's
the only
ask
one
you,
you've heard, really.
yeah, yeah, what's the policy that you believe, not what he had before, but what is the policy he's running on this year that you
Well,
like?
he's also talking about um, overtime. No tax on overtime. No tax on Social Security. No tax on tips. As someone who is completely disabled and on Social Security, that's huge for me.
So there has to be a plan for that, right? So those taxes help go into the government's budget. They use these taxes to budget for the military, the budget for government pay, and all those types of things. That's what taxes are for. And then when they propose these bills to build infrastructure stuff, that's what your tax dollars are supposed to go to, right? If you remove those tax dollars, and I'm not saying that's not a bad idea, how do you get the economy to continue to function and to be funded if you are taking away those tax dollars that are already help funding the government?
Well, he already said that there is money going into other sections of the government that he can fuel from. Like um, they gave him a proposal for a new like Air Force One was one example he gave. For Air Force One, it was $1 billion for this plane. Um, and he negotiated it down and got like 500 million or something, like half. He got it like half off. Like that's huge right there. Just
But but it
his
didn't save the
he's a
tax.
strong businessman and got it. He's a
Okay.
strong negotiator.
Okay, so I mean, I keep hearing that a lot too. But let me go back and answer your question too about Kamala Harris. What I think I like to hear about too. I like the fact that she wants to codify Roe versus Wade. I know a lot of people are kind of up in the air on whether it should be
So
a
that's
countrywide
where
right or not. I believe a woman should have the right to
that's
choose.
that. Well, I agree with you. That's where he and I disagree.
All right.
I don't think it should be in the hands of the state. I don't think it should be in the hands of the government at all. I don't
Okay.
want the government to have any hand in the choice of my body. So I don't agree with Trump on that issue.
Um, then also, I like the fact she also believes in no taxing for tips. And I know
Yeah, she
people,
stole that from Trump.
well, you people say stoled, but it's okay
You
to,
people,
well, not you, sorry.
you.
That's what I meant. I
What
didn't mean
do
to
you
say,
mean, you
you
people?
me, you people. You got me on that one, and I don't know where I even got that because I never say that. But that
I'm just teasing
I keep hearing. It's funny you picked up on that. Now somebody's gonna clip it and say Brian's a racist.
I'm gonna clip it.
uh,
I'm just teasing with you.
I find it that that is a very um, that is that's what most people say when they talk about Donald Trump. They always say he was a businessman. He knows how to run stuff. So what do you say when he has failed in his business dealings? When his own financial officer is was imprisoned for falsifying business documents? He is in debt over $1 billion. How do you correlate him being a good businessman with those types of facts?
Not in debt over $1 billion.
Oh yeah, he is.
No, he filed bankruptcy, but he's not in debt over $1 billion. He is worth. I looked it up earlier. Hold on a minute.
But look up if he's in a billion in debt currently. There was a new article that came out that says he was in debt over $1 billion.
I'm looking it up right now. How much is Donald Trump worth? Donald Trump is worth $224 million right now.
But Forbes just came out and said he was a billionaire. I mean, so I'm not sure if that 240 something million is even inaccurate
224 million in cash and over 2 billion in assets
assets.
and property.
Now look up how much in debt is Donald Trump. How much debt does Donald Trump have? Man, this is some really good bourbon, by the way. It's probably not as good as your cherry Gatorade, but this is really refreshing.
That's from CNN. Fake
Listen,
news, fake news.
oh,
I'm just
hearsay. Here
teasing.
we go. Here we
I'm just
go.
teasing.
but
I don't
but
do that. I'm just teasing.
I know, but there's probably other sources also that
uh,
talk about it.
Let me find something that's kind of across the board.
Hmm.
Okay, Rudders. They're very
Hmm.
very. Um,
So, what do you say that to that? How do you
it
correlate him being
says
a really good
Trump
businessman to that?
is $8 million in debt and growing. It says
So that number is can fluctuate. I
so
mean,
he
yeah,
could pay that tomorrow with a check.
but he doesn't pay his bills. That's another problem. He hasn't done. He's known for not paying his bills. He's
So
definitely
you heard his announcement tonight, right? Of who
no.
he was going to make head of NASA.
Who is going to make head of who?
NASA.
Don't tell me Elon Musk. Because he told me, he said he's
Elon
going to put
Musk.
Elon Musk over some of the financial sectors too of the government, now over NASA. So anybody who pats Donald Trump on the back, he stays in favor of. The one thing I don't understand is why he did Rudy Giuliani the way he's done. He hasn't paid Rudy Giuliani any bills. Giuliani has made a complete jackass of himself for Donald Trump, in my opinion, and Donald Trump has
Well,
basically
really,
distanced
Giuliani
himself.
is a complete jackass.
Well, I agree. I 100% agree, but he was out there fighting the strong fight on this whole last election was stolen.
He was dripping the big drip down his forehead
Oh
too.
my
He was
God,
looking rough.
yes, yes. So what do you say about the rhetoric that Donald Trump? Do you look past the rhetoric? You don't listen to it. You just say uh,
Rhetoric.
the rhetoric about how he believes that kids are going to school a boy and coming home a girl because they're castrating and performing these transgender surgeries. Do you believe that
I've
he?
got a transgender nephew, so I'm getting into that.
Well, I'm just asking. Do you believe that that's happening? Do you believe that
No,
the Haitians were
I think
eating the
that's
cats and
ridiculous.
dogs?
Yes, I do.
You still believe it after it's been debunked?
No, because I have a friend that lives in Springfield, so it is true. It's happening.
They have evidence that it's been happening. And you and this
They
is this friend a
they
dog?
are not eating household pets,
Yes.
but they it's just part of their culture, though. They're so poor there that it's just something that's done. It's not like they're doing it as a savage thing. It's something people don't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they are doing it before they get their food stamp card, like when they first get there.
So let me say hello
When they get
to
the food stamp card, it's not being done anymore. But yeah, when they
let me
first got there, they were.
let me say hello to Liliana and John B. LA Spike is in the house. What's up, John B? Liliana, good to see you.
Hey, Liliana.
So here's what I'm trying to get. Is your friend a Donald Trump supporter?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So I mean I people kept saying this too when Donald Trump was saying FEMA was not getting the right amount of relief in the hurricane, and they had some Trump supporters came on a couple of talk shows and said that they weren't getting they were kind of correlating, not correlating, they were kind of going to what Donald Trump was actually saying, but these people had never called FEMA. They were like believing Donald Trump for his word, not actually going through the process and finding out for themselves. So again, even those things were debunked that Donald Trump was saying about, $7.50 was all they were going to get. What that was not true. That was just the beginning to get them some food and things like that, some basic necessities, and then they could apply for more down the line. So what say you?
Listen, I'm in North Carolina.
Okay.
I was affected by the hurricane.
Okay.
FEMA was nowhere to be found. FEMA wasn't around here.
But did you call FEMA?
My
Did you
road
follow the
was blocked
processes?
off days.
Did you? I
I
don't know.
went through the process. I just got my $750 3 days ago.
So I don't know how the process works, and you got to understand there are probably a lot of people. I don't know, but they
Yeah,
were
I went to
there.
the FEMA website
Yeah.
to yeah, and
But do you think
I
yours
don't
was
think
a
I'm still
one-off?
logged in actually.
Were you a one-off,
Say
or
what
were
now?
you a one-off, or was that the majority of the response that you saw happening out there? Because sometimes you're gonna have some outliers, right? In any type of
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I know like my neighbors and stuff still haven't gotten out. My next door neighbor lost her home completely,
Hmm.
and she was a single mother with 4 kids,
Hmm.
and they gave her a tent and a bag of canned food and a can opener.
Hmm.
It was rough around here for a little while. And that wasn't FEMA. That was Red Cross. They gave her
Red
that.
Cross. Hmm. Hmm.
But
What?
it was rough around here for a while.
So do you find yourself being a person that says if it happens to me, that means it's happening everywhere?
Oh gosh, no. That's ridiculous.
Okay, so my question is, do you think that was the general response, the slowness, and everybody was being slow to be responded to, and like your neighbor was getting just the bare stuff that she can get from the Red Cross and not from FEMA? Do you believe that that's the overall general response that everyone in the state was getting?
I think it kind of was because I was checking it out. I was looking it up, and I think a lot of people though weren't applying
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't know how to apply or where to
Right.
apply or didn't have the maybe electricity, didn't have the ability to apply.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was a lot of that going on too.
And the backlog. You got to think there's a lot of people out of power, without a
A lot
stuff.
of people
So
didn't
there was
do.
a
Yeah,
and there's not that many FEMA employees based upon the per capita of the people that were affected in that area. So of course it might not every time we go through something, everybody's going to say, "I wish it would have been a lot faster," but they can only work as fast as they can and with the resources that they have available, and they are probably processing them as quickly as possible. So that's what I'm trying to say is I don't believe that Donald Trump looking at the far end of the spectrum instead of looking at the whole spectrum was doing anybody
mhm.
of good service by saying FEMA was just a disaster altogether.
That's true. But Kamala only sending out $750 wasn't doing anybody any favors either. That money went overseas when it should have been coming home first.
What do you mean the money overseas?
that money went to Ukraine,
That's not true.
went to another country.
That's
That
not
money should have stayed right
that
here.
that's not true because the only person that ever took money
It's
from
absolutely
FEMA
true.
was Donald Trump. Donald Trump and his administration actually took money away from FEMA spending, actually was delaying relief over into Puerto Rico because he didn't think that they supported him. All these are facts. Again, you're the fact finder, you're the fact checker tonight. All those are facts. The money that FEMA had was budgeted by Congress, and they had enough money for this particular disaster. What FEMA did not have and was not budgeted for any upcoming disasters. I think it was with Martha or something else after it that they were needed Congress to go back in session, which Congress went on vacation before they were decided on whether or not funding FEMA for the next disaster.
We're only allowed a certain amount of disasters.
Well, yeah, yeah. They only had budgeted for like two or three, one disaster, two disasters, or something like that. So they had to go and get refunded by the purse strings. Everybody knows. I mean, if you're in politics, you know Congress, the House of Representatives, holds the purse strings for these types of things. And when you talk about the money that goes to the Ukraine war, that is about 2 to 3% of an already budgeted defense spending bill. It's already been budgeted, so they can actually take 2 to 3% of the annual military or defense budget and send that over to the Ukraine, and it does not affect the things that come over here. It's only a 2%, 3%.
You know, 19% went. I'm looking at it right now. 19%.
What site are you looking at?
Here, let me see if I can share it. Yeah, 19% of FEMA's money was sent over because they thought it would like repopulate before another disaster.
That
Um,
again, we got to fact check these. If you're going to be on the site, you got to go and look and make sure those are fact checked before we start sharing it, because I don't want to mislead anybody. And I
yeah,
believe,
I don't mislead anybody either. Yeah,
yeah, I don't.
I'm just
I
saying.
believe I heard something differently because I've been fact checked several times that that funding was never taken out of the FEMA budget. Hey, Angel was on the stream. What's up, Angel? Newfound Life. Good to see you, buddy. And by the way,
Yeah,
we
nice
are
fight.
watching the election, guys. I don't know if you guys are watching the election. It's still
It's really
154
close.
for Trump, 154 to Kamala Harris is 30 right now. But it's just basically doing what they're supposed to do in the states that they're supposed to do it in. Nothing's flipped right now. And let me be clear too, guys. I've never really had a president that affect my way of life ever. And I get it. We after COVID was strange for everybody, and it affected everybody. I don't consider that a government thing. I believe it was COVID that affected inflation. It was COVID that affected the closing of businesses and small businesses and all that kind of stuff. No matter what I do or whoever wins tonight, when I wake up in the morning, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to talk to people. I don't really care, really, at the end of the day, if Donald Trump is back in office. I did not vote for him. I think,
I'm going to be just fine tomorrow. Yeah.
yes, we're going to be right, just right as rain, as my grandmother used to say.
Yep, same here. I'm going to be just fine tomorrow.
So let me ask you a question. What is it that you do not like about Kamala Harris outside of policy?
The main issue that I have with her is that she was not elected as the Democratic nominee.
Okay.
She was appointed. And I do have a real issue with that.
So this,
If it would have been a fair uh, process,
mhm.
then I would really feel better about the situation. But the fact that they just said, "Here you go," and dropped her in is my main issue.
So there's a process, right? Every party has a process. If Biden passed away because he was old, there has to be a process in order for you to bring in. And that process is called, you have delegates from every state that can actually go in and vote for that person. And that is the process, legal process that was followed. Biden,
One more
regardless.
issue. I think Waltz is an idiot.
Okay, we'll get on him in a second. I'm gonna help you with that one. I'm kind of gonna help you. Um, I wish he would have picked Shapiro in Pennsylvania. Uh,
I like Shapiro. I think
yeah,
Walt's his name.
yeah. So I think that because they fought, and I do believe that Donald Trump is going to use that same argument to say that this election, if he loses, is illegitimate because nobody voted for Kamala. But I can see it. That he's already kind of tested the waters for that. But
I
if
don't
there's a
think he's going to do
process,
that this time.
I don't know.
I
But
hope he don't. That would be
listen, I'm just saying
embarrassing.
it's going to be really embarrassing. But if there's a process and the Democrats followed the process, shouldn't we be okay with that process if it's a legal process that they follow and she was given the nomination by the delegates?
Because he passed away?
No, no, because if Joe Biden, it's not because he passed away, but Joe Biden stepped down. He said, you know what? Regardless if he was coerced to do it or not, I don't. That look, that's none of my
He didn't step
business,
down.
Mandy. That is none of my business. I'm just saying.
They took that from him. They said,
Whatever the
Joe,
case, I
while
agree
he
with
was
you.
sleeping, they went in there and took that from him.
I think somebody with some really big power went in there and really told him, "You're going to lose this for us, and you need to step down." And good for him. I mean, guess what? He's old. Nobody went. If I would have been miserable if we had to select
Listen,
between
Brian, he's
Donald
sleeping
Trump.
right now.
Yes, he is
Poor
past his
Joe.
bedtime.
I, yeah, he went to sleep at 4 o'clock.
Hmm.
But like after the debate, they were like, no, no,
Yeah, I agree. I
Joe
listen.
done lost it.
Yeah, everybody agrees that he was not there. He's not mentally. Look, he's at the age where you want to take Donald Trump too. They're at the age where you want to take the car keys.
But Donald Trump is doing a lot better up here than Joe is.
Oh, but please tell me.
Joe
Please
is
tell me. Do you listen to him talk about Hannibal Lecter? Do you talk about the weave where he gets off track and then he calls it the weave and he never gets back on track? Even you don't listen to him talk?
yeah, yeah. He's a talker. He likes to hear his voice. He likes the sound of his
He's a
own voice.
bumbling idiot. Trump is a
He's not a
bumbling
bumbling.
idiot.
Look, I haven't called Kamala any names
Well,
like
listen,
Kathleen
that's a term
Kamala.
of endearment. When you talk about somebody who just doesn't have it all together, I would call Joe. I called Joe Biden a bumbling idiot. When he even said the garbage thing about Trump supporters, I was like, why would they even give him a microphone now? You just never know what old people are going to say.
Listen, the garbage truck thing was brilliant.
I
When
thought it.
Joe Biden called us garbage and he got in the garbage truck, that was brilliant.
I think it was not.
That was
Let me tell you why I didn't think it was because his camp and his New York speech started the whole garbage thing. And when you offend a whole slew of people and culture by calling, and I know it wasn't Trump, but it was his gathering, and there was a lot of other stupid stuff that was said in that rally. And then you want to bring it back up to those people that
was
you
in
offended.
Charlotte. That was 10 minutes down the road.
But yeah, so you talking about when you bring up or you come into a garbage truck, that means you don't feel any remorse about what was said at your own rally. If you wanted to, symbolize that whole statement all over again to the Puerto Ricans.
He was clowning him. He was clowning him. Like,
No,
you want to call my people
was he clowning the
garbage?
Puerto
Well,
Rican?
I will be their garbage collector. He
What
was
did you?
clowning him.
But what did you think about how it affected the Puerto Ricans that they called garbage?
That wasn't the same rally.
No, I know it wasn't the same rally, but it was like a week after, or a couple of days after the garbage rally that Biden said it, and then he comes back in with
Listen,
the garbage truck, and the people in Puerto Rico are still reeling from being called garbage themselves. And now all of a sudden, the guy running for president is driving a garbage truck like he doesn't even care about that.
that was a comic. He is a roast comic. Was it funny? No, we shouldn't have said he went too far. But he was a comic
Oh yeah, I
that
know who he is.
somebody else hired to come in,
They vetted him.
and he called Puerto Rico a floating pile of garbage. Should he have said it? No. But he was roasting.
I know
It was a
who.
roast.
Have you ever seen him? I actually thought he's
I had never seen
hilarious.
him before.
I thought he's hilarious. So if you haven't seen him, he was actually he does this podcast called Kill Tony. You have a lot of
Yeah, I
comedians on
looked him
there,
up after that. Yeah.
and so he
He's
also
actually really funny.
yeah he also did the Tom Brady special when they roasted Tom Brady. His segment was actually really funny. I just thought this was also in bad taste. I'm not gonna kill the comedian. But Donald Trump and his camp never really, or Donald Trump didn't personally come out and disavow those statements. He's never came out and just said immediately after, "Look, that guy's a
He
comedian.
did.
Not what we saying." He never said anything. If he did, it was probably weeks later. It was never immediately after, and that's why so many Puerto
He
Ricans are
said, "I don't know
still.
the guy."
He
He
does
said,
know
"I
the
don't know the
guy.
guy."
He says that about
He said,
everybody
"I
who
don't know.
does something stupid.
I didn't hire the guy. I don't know anything about him."
Remember?
And he don't. You
Okay, but
think
hold
he
on.
personally hires everybody that comes to his rallies?
No, but they let him know who's coming on to his talking on his rallies. And let me also tell you this: remember the governor who's running for who's the black guy, Robinson, and Donald Trump was out
South
there
Carolina.
yeah, he was out there endorsing him. And
I
then all of
like
a
him.
sudden, all this kind of
Nice
stuff
guy. I know him personally.
well, all the stuff that came out, Donald Trump was like, I don't know who he is, and I don't know anything about it. That's his go-to to instead of saying, listen, the guy's doing something that we don't agree with. I'm not sure. Let them take care of it. He's always like, I don't know anything about it. That's his go-to rebuttal for everything when he actually does know just about everything that goes on. Donald Trump's not the kind of individual who doesn't know what's going on and around. He wants to know everything. He's that kind of a narcissistic person.
It's a narcissist now.
Yeah. Well, that's what not that's
The,
not me saying it. That's a lot of people that have been around him. His cabinet members and other people have said that about him.
but about Kamala is that she has no policy in place for the border. She is fine with the border being open, and that really bothers me because we need to take care of America first. Now, the thing about that, though, I do want to caveat by saying America is a melting pot,
Yes.
and I'm perfectly fine with that. I have friends from all around the world.
Hmm.
However, we do need to take care of America first.
So,
Come here. I am fine with people coming here. Just do it legally.
so I will respond by this, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So Kamala
Okay.
does have a plan because it was her and the Republican, I forgot the guy, Langford, came up with a bipartisan bill that was the most significant bill to fix the border issue, which it is the job of Congress to fix the border issue. It's not an executive order to fix the issue. It is the act of Congress. Donald Trump is on camera saying that that is
Borders
also
are.
no, she wasn't the border czar. That's been debunked as
Oh,
well.
she was.
You got to debunk your stuff. You got to fact
Was
check some of this stuff. You got to no, she wasn't. She was.
she?
Well, let me finish. Let me finish real quick. And then we'll go back to that. So she did come up with a fix to fix the bill. She wanted to pass this bipartisan legislation that was actually approved and sanctioned by the actual border agents and that the union down there. And Donald Trump is the one who said, "No, don't do it until I'm elected. Then don't do anything about it. Let's just keep begging or complaining about the problem. Let's not fix it." That is a factual statement. And then I'm going to ask you, and I know you're going to try to fact check me. I'm pretty good about this stuff though. What is the
Yeah, I'm
open?
trying to
What is
fact check you right
what? I know you are. I saw you typing. What is the, so
now.
what does the border open border mean? What does that mean to you? When they say open borders, what does that actually mean?
To me, that means they're letting people come through the border at rampant numbers.
Hmm. Okay. So here's what it means to me. And this has been a problem decades and decades and decades. Even when the ICE agent came out with those numbers and they were like, "Oh, it's been like these 2 million people that came in," and everybody thought that was under the Kamala and Joe Biden administration, where it wasn't. It was over decades of administrations that correlated to that number that they posted. Now, the open borders to me means this: they have very few uh, courts to process immigration people. And there was this policy that they reverted back because they wanted to keep everybody until they were processed over in Mexico and not process them in. So when they Kamala Harris and them undid those executive orders, that allowed them to go in and they give them a form and they say, "Hey, you have a court date," and then they let them come on through. 9 times out of 10, people don't show up for these court dates. They lose track of them because there is no real process, no laws in order to keep tabs on these individuals and make them come back to their court dates. That's a fact. That's what the open border means
And
to
they need to
me.
go back home
Well,
if they don't
but
come
there's no
back for their court dates.
but that's what I'm saying. That's they lose track. We've lost track because there's no system in place to keep track with them. That border bill had
I
in
have a
place.
2-minute video. Can I play a 2-minute video?
Yeah,
Okay.
double click on the
Just let
screen
me
when
know
you
when
say
you're
watch
ready.
screen. You can go ahead and play it. Double click on the white screen on the Discord if you want. I see it.
You can see it.
I can see it says watch stream. I might have to push it, but let me see. Uh, okay, I can see it. Go ahead, play it.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything. Hold on, maybe I have to do this still.
Our KHU 11 Verify team looks into whether the vice president is truly the border czar. Here's Trace and Bragg.
The references to Vice President Kamala Harris as the border czar are practically everywhere.
She was appointed border czar.
Border czar. Border czar. Border czar.
Even in a U.S. House resolution filed by a Texas congressman in March of 2023, this all starts at a White House meeting about immigration on March 24th, 2021. One of two announcements made by President Biden is assigning the handling of the border to Harris.
It's not her full responsibility and job, but she's leading the effort.
So is Kamala Harris the border czar of the Biden administration? Our sources are the White House, University of Houston, and Rice University.
There is no question that Kamala Harris was named border czar. However, I think there is some doubt regarding what actual influence she's had on Biden administration border policy over the course of the past 3 years.
Rice University professor Mark Jones adding it is Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas who's actually running the day-to-day operations at the border based on the Biden administration's policies. So is Kamala Harris the border czar of the Biden administration? Well, our sources say that answer needs context. As U of H professor Brandon Rottinghouse shared via email, quote, there are technically czars in the White House, personnel who have a single administrative policy task. What Harris did as VP is more of a diplomatic assignment as the VP rather than a full-fledged policy role. But she was clearly intended to be the point person for the immigration issue. With your Verify, I'm Trace and Bragg.
See,
Okay.
that's a site I really trust. That's why I
And-
wanted to pull
and
that
so
up. So we were both kind of right.
right, and so let me give you the context that was missing there. So while she was involved in the things that are going on at the border, she was sent over to, I think, Guatemala, Venezuela, and those places to find out what is the root cause of so many migrants coming over to this place. That was her.
She said she never went
No,
to
so they say
Venezuela.
well, what, I'm saying Venezuela. It might not have been Venezuela. It was she was supposed to go to these countries where migrants are coming from in order to find those, and she did go over some of those places. Venezuela might not have been one of them, but she did go over there and try to find out what's the cause of so many migrants coming to our border. And as Marioka said, he was the border czar. He's actually said that he was responsible, and they even tried to impeach him for as many, even the MAGA people in the House tried to impeach Marioka for his failure to fix the border. Remember that whole sham? They wanted to impeach him for
I
that.
don't
Well,
remember that.
well, they did.
Wow.
Had a big old
Kamala
meeting
just
for that.
took quite a big jump.
What is?
Kamala just took quite a big jump ahead. Not ahead, but
Oh yeah, she did. She got 53 now, 154. Okay. But I don't think anything really is significant. I think they're just winning where they're supposed to win. Nothing like a swing state or a battleground state has been reported just yet. This is going to go down to like tomorrow before we really know who's going to win.
Oh yeah.
So tell me, I was going to ask, outside of the border issue, which I think it's the blame for everybody. Years and years and years and years have passed. But here's this is what I want to say about the border being open. Based upon those constraints legally that the courts down there have to do, there are still people that are crossing the border illegally, meaning not ports of entry. Those are the ones that you can't blame Biden, Harris, can't blame Trump, you can't blame anybody because those are the ones that are just going to try to do whatever they can, dig a tunnel, climb a wall, whatever they can do. Now,
Right.
when it comes to that wall, Donald Trump ran on this. He said that he's going to build a wall, Mexico was going to pay for it. Then he keeps claiming that he built 500 something times a wall. Well, he didn't actually build more than over 100 miles of wall, new wall. All the other stuff he did was to fix existing portions of the already built wall. He didn't go and say, I built 500 miles of new wall. That just never
No,
happened.
that's been debunked too. He built. He said he was going to build uh, up to 20%, and he only got 5% built. But everybody's saying he only got 1% built. But he
Well,
got up to 5% of it built, which is
well,
alone that's a lot. I think a wall is a stupid idea. Because a wall is eventually going to come down. If we're just being honest,
I agree with.
um, I think a wall's dumb. We just need to have armed people at the border.
Yeah, you got to have patrol units. You got to increase the border security, a border patrol unit. You got to do a lot of other things, and then maybe even use drone warfare. You got to look at drones and see how they can
Yeah,
actually go in the air and start looking for and rounding up people who are trying to go across areas that are not the ports of entry. Um, there's a lot
and
of things I
let's
think.
be honest. Ports of entry isn't really the issue. More people come into the country like through legal means, like they get passport or a 90-day fiance visa, something, and they fly into the country and just never leave.
Oh, I know that too. I don't know what the percentage of that is, um, but I do know for 100%. I think, and they even call that asylum, not asylum seekers, but they call those defecting. They defect here, so they come over here even for
You're
some
right,
sporting
exactly.
events. They come in and then they say, "Hey, I feel like I'm going to be persecuted or some war," and they say, "I'm never going to leave," and then they stay over here
Well,
long
that's
enough to
why
do
he wants
something.
to do away with asylum cities, and I think that's a good idea.
Mm. See, I live in an area where it is has a really big population from people from India, Pakistan, those areas over there. Um,
Mhm.
I think that they have a really good. I think they're just like everybody else. I think they are.
Of course,
I think that they're just people trying to do the best. At the end of the day, I think people really just want, outside of some underliers, people really just want to support their family, take care of their loved ones. And even the ones that, I think even the majority of the ones who cross the border illegally, they keep being promised that America is the land of opportunity and wealth and all this kind of stuff. And they will do anything, sacrifice themselves for their children. And those are the stories that I want to hear more of instead of the ones that are come over and they escape and they're it's not all the asylum people coming out of the insane asylums. It's not all the murderers and all that kind of stuff coming over here. These people
you,
are hard
but you
pressed
always
and
hear
wanted to do it.
the
You
bad
always
ones,
hear the
right?
bad.
You
Yes.
hear about the child sex traffickers, and you hear about the
Mhm.
murderers, and you hear about the bad
Mhm.
stuff, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, people are coming here because it's the land of opportunity. It's the land of the
Yes.
free.
Mhm. And that's my
But
okay. Go ahead.
we do have to take care of our people. We can't take care of the whole world.
But let me ask you a question. When has it ever been where we've got people in poverty, children starving, where you haven't looked on the TV late at night because you can't sleep, and then there's Feed Africa, or there's some other people who go out there and they adopt from overseas instead of looking at the adoption agencies here locally. Americans are open-minded, and I think for the majority, we don't always have to look within. And even when we are trying to take care of other people, I don't think we should turn a blind eye to our own country and the people in it. But I think we are a country that we can possibly do both. There are programs, there are things that the government needs to be funded that a lot of people don't want the government to fund in order to take care of these people. And a lot of people who
Those
are on,
programs eventually dry up, though.
well,
They're not just unlimited.
Well, I get that. And there are times where people who are sitting there, even on welfare, and people look at people on welfare that the government is helping them and go, why don't you go get yourself a job instead of living off the government? Or the people who are um, uh, on disabilities, and not including you, but you have people who are on disabilities and they're faking it, and then they find the insurance people are finding them out there working on another job or doing some jobs that they hurt their back and they're out there cleaning windows and stuff like that. People in America have the knack or we've had the history of taking advantage of programs, not everybody, that are supposed to help Americans. It's always been that way. People, anything good, New York is not going Donald Trump's way this year, by the way. He thought he was going to turn New York.
Oh, is it not?
Kamala won in New York.
Oh, she's already won it?
Yep, she's now up to 81. They just announced it.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised about that, honestly.
I think
She's
people were
winning
concerned.
Pennsylvania, too.
Well, I think people were thinking that Donald Trump was going into New York like he really had a chance. New York has never been a red state. They've never voted Republican.
I know, but I kind of thought, I don't know. I think he thought that Rowley was going to get it, but no.
Yeah, it's I didn't think he was going to change that, but again, so let me ask you this question too. We talk about change. Have you heard any of your friends, anybody you know, say, you know what? I was going to vote for Kamala Harris, but not now. Whatever, blah blah blah. I'm going to go and vote for Trump. Have you heard anybody say that?
No, I'm all alone on this Trump train. Like all of my friends and family, they're all voting for Kamala. I'm all alone over here.
Oh my gosh. Hey, give me 2 seconds. I got to take
They all have
hold it down for 2 seconds.
Trump. Let me see. Trump is winning in North Carolina. On the raise. Hey, LA Spike. What's going on?
Sorry, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. I
So,
think I clicked off of it somehow. There we go. Okay.
so you say you're all alone in your Trump train with all your buddies and friends, and
Yeah. All my friends and family have TDS stage 4.
oh, jeez. Are you doing it just to be the
Definitely.
outlier, or are you really just really?
No, I'm not like that. But yeah, no, not at all. I just don't hear her say anything
Mm.
besides the same things over and over again. And she won't, like, why would she not do the Joe Rogan podcast? Like, I want to know the real answer of why she wouldn't do the Joe Rogan podcast, besides the fact she couldn't control it. She wanted him to come to her, and she would only do it for an hour. Like, the biggest podcast possibly in the world, and she wouldn't do it.
Well, I think there were two things, and I saw he was talking to some guys from England or somewhere where he was trying to explain why she didn't come and why it didn't work out. Is there were some constraints about timing and where location, and he was like, if you want to just meet somewhere else, he would have to bring the camera crew and all that kind of stuff, and there would be like people in the room. And he goes, what he likes to do is in his studio, there's really not this whole production value. That's just him and whoever he's speaking with, and he likes to have that kind
It
of
works.
yeah.
It's the biggest podcast in the world. It works.
Right. And I like it. I mean, I'm not qualming with him saying it, but I think that was the hang up. They wanted to have like in a remote location where she would have people around her and all that kind of stuff, and it wouldn't have come across as being like really
Where they could
authentic. Yeah. So, I mean, I can get.
tell
I
him what
wish she would have done
questions
it.
to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish she would have. I wish she would have done it too. Um, but again, I
No, she did. She did call her daddy instead.
call who? Who's her daddy?
She did a podcast called "Call Her Daddy."
Oh, I did, yes, with that lady, yes, you did. And I heard she got some really good reviews out of that. Look at you rolling your eyes.
All the 700,000 that watched it, yeah.
Well, I mean, she's done 60 Minutes. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. All
Ooh.
four grandmas that watched that loved it.
All four grandmas. I'm gonna tell my
Oh,
grandma you
nobody
were
watched
talking
60
bad.
Minutes.
I'm gonna tell my grandma you were talking bad about her. 'Cause nobody. I look. I haven't even seen or heard about 60 Minutes until they were talking about Donald Trump being on it and getting walking off of it last year or whenever it was, and then they were talking about doing it again. But yeah, nobody watched 60 Minutes. I only watch my
Nobody watched
news.
60 Minutes.
My news, believe it or not, I have a few YouTube stations. Midas Touch. Um, there's another guy, forgetting his name, Brian something, Brian Taylor something, and then I watch shit. Who are these other people? Now I'm trying to bring them up and give them a shout out. Um, I can't even Howard Stern watches this guy Brian something, whatever his name is. Um, David
Yeah.
Packman. David Packman is also another guy
Okay.
I watch. And so I like to try to get a little balanced news. And when I'm at home, I do watch some CNN, but I'll flip over to Fox just to kind of see. And I like to watch the Democratic lady that's on there, the round table with the other good people on the, not the talk, but
Mhm.
whatever they call that round table. And just to get a little bit more
They're too right
perspective and
even for
stuff.
me.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I mean, it's a little over the top.
They are,
And
woo.
let me just say something, and I'm being really off the cuff because it's not what we're talking about. But Jesse, whatever his last name on Fox, wants to come across just like who's the other guy that left the show? What's the guy? Um,
Tucker
Tucker Carlson.
Carlson.
Yeah, these guys want to come across like they are the epitome of
I like
masculinity.
Tucker
And
Carlson. He's so
but
crazy that I like him.
but
He's
but
just so out there.
but do you look at those two guys and say, oh, these are manly men?
No, not at all.
Not at all. And they want to sit there and act like people look at them. That one guy on Fox says, "I don't even drink out of straws because it's so effeminate." I'm like, dude, you style your hair with mousse. You're probably the most effeminate person on Fox
And I'm
News.
sure it's got a little lavender scent to
Yes.
it.
He said,
Yeah, Tucker Carlson is live from Mar-a-Lago right now.
mm, mm. He annoys me. I mean, everything about his voice, his laugh, everything annoys me about Tucker Carlson. I don't even listen to anything what he says. It's just he
I
just
just watch
babbles.
him to laugh at him because he's so nuts. He's got to be like really manic depressive or something. Like he's super bipolar, and
So,
I
did you
just think
see?
he's, I don't know.
Did you see the interview he did where he was out in the woods and he was talking about some demon woke him up out of his sleep and he woke up and he had like these claw marks
He's a
and
big hunter. Yeah, he's a big hunter.
but did you talk about
Um,
he was talking about a
uh,
demon in his sleep. He was laying next to his wife and he woke up and he had these claw marks under his
well,
chest.
have you ever been married? I mean, I'm just asking.
Please. Cheers, I can't say that. He said he
Had a
said, bro,
demon wake me up before too.
demon was like cold talk. It was cold talk. It wasn't a demon per se. Hey, I was picking up what you were putting down there. I was picking up what you were putting down.
Okay, good, because I was laying it down thick. Um,
Mm. All right. So I mean, I try to be as diverse as far as where I get my information. And I know a lot of people say, well, if you didn't vote for Trump, you don't ever watch Fox. Or if you voted for Kamala, you always watch CNN. Or you got these people think that because you may speak on or have the same type of views that others may, that you're only spewing talking points and you can't think for yourself and come up with the same types of wording to articulate yourself to people or a group of people.
yeah, that's not necessarily true at all.
Are you getting ready to play something, or are you looking at the results still coming up?
I was thinking about it.
Oh, go ahead and play something. You don't tell me you're gonna play Tucker Carlson. You're about to play Tucker Carlson.
Oh no, I'm not going to play Tucker Carlson. No, no, I'm not that sleepy. Okay, here we go. One of the most wholesome moments that I've seen in this campaign. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready. Oh my gosh. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
is the working man.
Grab one while it's really hot. See if you can touch that sucker. I don't think so.
Did you do know this was all staged, right?
I don't care.
You heard all about that. They closed it down
I don't care.
just for this.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at him handing food out the drive-through.
Hello, how are you? You're a good-looking
That's
guy.
fake. That was a guy part of their campaign. It wasn't even a real person.
I will.
I don't care.
I promise. Thank you very much. That's okay. Have a good time. Thank you very much.
Listen at the couple that comes through.
That's a nice one.
Or maybe they don't show them in this clip. I don't know.
This guy's a good instructor. I'm going to give a really big one, sir.
I want some Trump fries, man.
Oh my God, he's gonna when he loses, he's gonna say, "Get your own Trump fries for only $199."
She's the only one who can afford to have them. Now, if you want to keep going with the fries.
Hey, how awesome is that? How awesome is that?
I thought it was about as cheesy as you can possibly get. Nobody needs to see your
Amazing.
president and working at McDonald's. Nobody loves that. Nobody liked that. Nobody.
Well, so you want your president to lie about working at McDonald's?
No, she did work at
Oh,
McDonald's.
yes, I went there. Oh, yes, I did.
Listen,
She lied. She lied. She said she worked at the Golden Arches, and they said, no, you did not.
well, even if that's the case, I don't really care. I don't care if she worked at McDonald's.
What else she lying about?
Well,
Then?
but so if you're sitting there and you're trying to say something about somebody is lying, Donald Trump has been fact checked upon fact checked being to be the biggest liar in the history of all presidents. He lies about 300 and something thousand times or over 3,000 times just in this campaign alone. So if you want to talk about,
I
listen,
know he's been
I don't
fact
like
checked
lies.
because he debated. He
I don't
debated
listen,
3 people when he had his debate.
but listen, if you're going to say, okay, Kamala lied, and you don't like liars, you can't overlook the fact that Donald Trump lies. He lies about everything.
What did he lie about?
Well, let's start with what we already talked about and agreed on. Are they sending kids to school as a boy and the girl turn around and come back as a girl?
I told you I got family like that,
No, but I'm asking you, does it happen?
that falls in that category, so I'm not really getting into that.
But it's not happening. That's not happening. That's not how that works. Let me think of another one. Again, you believe that the Haitians were eating pets, and even if you don't think that they were eating pets, because you said they were eating animals or things because they didn't have food,
But
but
not
they weren't
pets,
pets.
not
Okay,
household pets. Yeah.
Donald Trump said they were eating
But he didn't
pets.
say they were eating pets.
Yes,
He said
did.
they're eating the dogs.
He said they're eating the
They're
pets.
eating the
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Watch
He didn't
the
say
debate.
pets.
Watch the debate.
Oh, okay, I'll pull it up right
We're
now.
gonna bring it up. Hmm.
He said they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. He didn't say pets.
And
I don't think.
okay,
Could be wrong.
right. But that's another lie.
Tucker Carlson has 140,000 people watching him right now. Are these people
What?
insane?
What?
I'm not joking.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of fucking
Oh
people.
my gosh. All these people have like mental disorders.
What are they? Are you listening to it as well, or are you just like looking at it?
No,
Because I'm wondering if
no,
they're.
I just seen it. It's just kind of in my feed, I guess, because I watch a lot of political stuff.
I wonder if it's one of those things where it's like people are optimistic in that camp, or what they're actually saying.
Live from Mar-a-Lago. Let me see. Okay, so we'll listen to it together. I won't listen to it beforehand, even though I really want to.
Oh, I won't make you have to go into that misery.
Only 34 seconds, so here we go.
Oh, hold on, let me move that.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people.
Oh, he does say pets.
Mhm.
My bad.
And this is what's happening in our
Hmm.
country, and it's a shame.
Right. He does say
Yeah.
pets. Well, that's stupid.
Hmm. I can go on forever and ever, but it's not a big deal because again, it's not. I'm not trying to convince you, but he lies. There's a lot of people that will actually admit to you that he
He exaggerates.
lies all the time. But and let me ask you this question too. What do you think about the fact that people always have to mansplain or Trump-splain everything he does? Well, he didn't mean it that way, or he was trying to say, or he speaks in like exaggerations and all these types of things. How do you that make you feel about a person that you say should run the biggest country in the free world? Not the biggest, but the most.
He's done it before, and he did a great job. Um, Kamala had a chance to be vice president. She didn't even do that. Um, let me ask you a question about her. How does it make you feel that she has to pay these big celebrities to come on and shake their booty and um, twerk and rap and all this stuff on stage to get people to vote for her?
Well, I don't. She
Because that
doesn't.
just feels disgusting to me.
Well, she doesn't pay him. Number one. That's number one. Uh,
Um,
num-
well,
Go ahead.
uh, well, that's not what Ariana Grande said. She said that they offered her $100,000 to come on.
Well, if you don't want to do it and you want to persuade somebody, I'm sure you throw some cash in and say, hey, can we persuade you with maybe we pay you our fees or something like that. And if they don't want to do it, but most of the people who are actually out there campaigning are doing it voluntarily. Beyonce didn't get paid. She gave them her Kamala Harris the actual rights to cover her song Freedom and not be charged for it. So these are things, and
But
then you got
Beyonce didn't get paid. She was
but
off
just
that
because
Diddy
you,
list.
but also, if you don't like the celebrity, don't blame the part of the political party. Because Donald Trump has Kid Rock out there campaigning for him. He has Hulk Hogan out there campaigning for him. He just doesn't have the star-studded celebrities. But he would love to have celebrities because he thought he was part of that 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 brotherhood or that community for a while, and they rejected him. So people in that celebrity lane don't associate with Donald Trump like he would like to have. That's why he can't get anybody other than the guy who sings "God Bless the USA," whatever his name is, and all these other washed up celebrities. So I don't think that's I don't
Something
think that's
Greenwood,
compared.
Lee Greenwood.
Yeah, Lee Greenwood. I don't think that's comparing. I don't think that's being genuine. If you believe that Donald Trump can use celebrities, but if he doesn't get the big ones, then it's a problem.
I think it's gross when you're campaigning to run the free world and you got people twerking and pop fucking dropping it on stage. I think it's nasty. I love Eminem. I think he's the greatest rapper in the world right now.
Hmm.
And then he gets up there and it's a fool. Um, and so I lost all respect for Eminem. But
But
it
he
doesn't
didn't.
mean I'm going to stop listening to his music. I listened to Rap God a little bit ago.
But he
But
didn't. But he didn't do
uh,
anything. All he did was just up there and talk and introduce to Barack Obama. He didn't rap. He didn't
and
sing. He didn't do
cries
anything. Who cried?
and he cried.
He didn't. Listen, that
Please
man did
vote for
not
Kamala.
cry.
Should vote for Kamala. Oh, shut up.
Listen,
Shut
he
up,
probably
dude. I
needs to
can't
do a
believe
better. He needs to do a better job matching the just for man hair color he puts in his beard more than he actually worry about
oh, it's
anything
so
else.
bad, isn't it? It
It's
looks like shoe
horrible.
polish. It's so bad.
Yes, I don't know why somebody tells him that
Dude,
that looks good.
his
Uh,
daughter's lying to him. She don't want to lose that inheritance. Haley, you need to keep that closed.
oh, they're talking about some problems in Nevada.
I'm looking at that. Trump just won Missouri.
Well, he's supposed to win Missouri.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Did you hear they said that some of the voters don't know how to sign their freaking names, and that's causing a problem.
They shouldn't vote then. If you can't
Isn't that
sign your name,
silly?
then I don't want you to vote. I'm
Wow.
telling you right now. Come at me.
What?
MISSMANDY777 at hotmail.com. Email me.
How
Yeah,
do
I
you,
said it.
how
If you
do,
can't
how,
sign your name, I don't want you to vote.
in America? How do you not know how to sign your name in America? Wow.
I said it. If you can't sign your name, I don't want you to vote.
And drop your
I don't
email
want you to
address,
have a
please.
say.
The views of the guest host did not automatically reflect the views of Drinks and Discussions and his host. Just saying, people. I'm
I
just
don't want you to
saying.
have a say in the leader of the free world if you can't sign your name. I don't.
That's odd, though, to me. Silly, silly, silly.
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy.
Wow. What kind of nation are we?
Why people keep trying to set polling places on fire? Quit being crazy, y'all. Quit.
So let me ask
Trying
you
to
this
set up.
question, talking about polling places on fire, which, by the way, I think they caught some guy who was a Republican trying to do that in the disenfranchised area where they thought there was going to be a lot of more of a Democratic turnout. So those are the boxes that they're trying to burn. But do you believe that
This is
the
a Democrat
2020,
trying to set a place in California on fire,
who's trying to?
which I don't know why. He gonna win that one.
No, he ain't going to win that. I don't know why they would try to do that.
Democrats are gonna win California.
You know, I think about Trump was not going to win that. Yeah, I thought you said Trump was not going to win that. So yeah, no.
No, Democrats are gonna win California.
Oh
Of
yes,
course.
definitely, of course, yeah. That's a given. Um, do you believe that the
He's just
2020
trying to be a
election?
part of something.
Do you believe the 2020 election was stolen?
No,
Okay. Whew.
no.
I'm glad we didn't have to go down that rabbit hole. Thank you.
And for the record, Trump was wrong for January 6th. That was his fault.
Wow, you are probably the first Trump supporter that I've actually heard say that January 6th was Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, that was his fault. He ran his mouth, and that was his fault. He incited that.
Wow.
That is the major problem I have with Trump. I wasn't going to vote for him. I really had an issue with that. I had to seek God on that, if I'm just being 100%.
Hmm.
But I think he learned his lesson. I don't think he would ever do anything that's stupid again. Um, I don't think he knew that that was going to happen. I think he thought they were just going to go down there and protest. I don't think he thought they were going to tear the place up. But it was his fault. Yeah, he ran that mouth, and his power caused people to do dumb stuff and get people hurt and killed. So yeah, that was his fault.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what do you think is in the capacity of running for president? Do you believe that is a disqualifying quality in a person? Because we know he's a felon, so that's not disqualifying for you. He spurred on January 6th. You go
Can I
ahead.
say one thing about him being a felon?
Yeah,
Bonnie Willis is a crazy bitch.
but that's not where he was elected. He was out of New York. That was convicted.
It was the 34 felonies
Was that out of
come out
Georgia?
of Fulton County, Georgia.
Was it Georgia or New York? Bragg, Alvin Bragg.
No, it was out of Georgia.
Is that out of Georgia? Okay.
Yeah, Fonnie, the same person that prosecuted the Young Thug trial.
Okay.
Same crazy hooch.
So a crazy person can convict a former president. Is that what you're saying?
Saying they can't? Yes, she did.
No, I'm saying, but you said, I mean, what does her being crazy have to do with his being guilty?
Because did it for political reasons. She did it to move up in the political ranks.
Well, even if she did, how does that?
That's the same reason she prosecuted Thug. I don't think Thug was guilty.
Well, but she doesn't render the verdict. The verdicts are rendered
No, she
by
doesn't
the
render a
jury.
verdict, but she decides what RICO cases she's going to prosecute.
Right, right. So if she decided and she's crazy, you would think that she wouldn't be successful in her
Well,
prosecution.
she wasn't.
She wasn't what?
They're still pending, but he hasn't been found guilty of those
Trump?
felonies.
Trump he's been convicted of 39 felonies.
They're not on his record.
He was convicted. The jury convicted him, and he hasn't been sentenced in those cases, but he's been convicted. The jury said guilty on
They're
all 39.
they're overturned on appeal right now.
They're not overturned. They're halting the sentencing based upon his right to an appeal. I don't know if he's actually filed the appeal yet or not. But he's okay.
Yeah,
So even if they say I'm going to appeal it, he has to be convicted for them to even appeal it, right? So he's been convicted. You can't appeal something that you
but
haven't been convicted of.
but they're still discussing the January 6th, the whole
Involvement.
issue, if it's prosecutable.
Well,
So
that's the special counsel person. That's that case. That's a totally different person. But my question is, if you think that the prosecutor, whatever Fonnie Willis or whatever her name is crazy, then you would think that
well,
that would not
not that
allow.
she's crazy. It's just that she's
She's
power
motivated.
hungry.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
yes, I would agree. Most attorneys in that capacity are probably power hungry, and if you go after the big cases as an attorney, the more probability that you might be able to either become a partner or anointed as some type of a judge, and then you get a federal judge seat and all that kind of stuff. Everybody is in a position to where they are ambitious. Certain people are more ambitious than others. I get that.
Ambitious, not power hungry. Ambitious.
Ambitious. Word of the day,
Okay,
kids. Words of the day, kids. Ambitious. Can
I'll
you
use it
say
in a
ambitious?
sentence tomorrow.
You gonna use it tomorrow?
I will.
Brian sure was ambitious with all these questions she was asking me. What the?
I'm going to DM you tomorrow a sentence with the word ambitious.
Oh boy, I tell you,
I'm going to go live because I'm feeling ambitious.
I'm just. I guess I'm more of the kind of the guy that I actually like to, and even to your point. Regardless of what Trump said, you were on the ground in your state where things have happened, and you put things in your perspective based upon what you see, what you are going through, and what you're looking at. I'm the same way. I don't look at the inflation because at the end of the day, and a lot of people will like this. Sometimes if you got to use gas, you got to use gas. You're not really paying attention to how much it really is. And sometimes you say, and I was growing up, I used to do this. I got $20. I'm just gonna put $20 on it, regardless of how much it is. I got $20. That's all I'm gonna put on it. And if it gets me
Right.
a half a gallon or if it gives me a full gallon, I don't care. It's just I got $20. That's all I got. That's what people do.
Right.
And so I don't know how much a gas amount of eggs cost. I don't know how much groceries cost. I don't know if my bill from groceries last year was this or this down or up or any of those types of things. And I had this conversation with one of my really good friends, and he put me in my place a little bit. He goes, Brian, he said, you gotta sit there and go, be be a little bit more self-aware that you are not in the position where you don't have to budget for groceries, that you don't have to do these things. But there are families out there that when they look at their paycheck and they say for each month they look at their spreadsheet, they got $300 for groceries. And then when they get that $300 of groceries and they go in and they say, well, I used to be able to put my kids' lunches together for a full 2 weeks on that $300, and now it's only lasting me 1 week. That could mean a lot of a big difference.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
start saying, dang, you know what? I really got to be a little bit more self-aware that the world's problems, just because they don't affect me per se in certain aspects, doesn't mean that it's not happening. And that's the problem I really would like to see people who are running for government positions, the president and Donald Trump, to be a little bit more r- based on reality rather than actually making it seem like doom and gloom. Because Donald Trump said that when he lost the election, that this was going to be, worse than the Great Depression. Stock markets were going to crash, and we've set records since Biden and Harris have been
We're getting
in.
there. I think we're getting there. I think we're getting really close because I know I used to be able to buy fresh food, fresh vegetables. I can't afford to do that right now
Well, let me ask you a
because it's
question.
so expensive.
What do you think is cause of the inflation? Because do you believe that we are in a position where the companies should be actually lowering their prices because people are back working again, people are actually earning money, and so if they want us to continue buying their products, that they need to bring the things down. And then there's shrinkflation, where you don't get as much of quantities that you get when you used to buy them at the same price or even now at higher prices.
I think COVID caused a bad shortage in products, and so people did what is actually illegal and jerked prices up
Hmm.
because of supply and demand. And they just never lowered them back down.
Exactly. They never
They
lowered
just
them
kept
down.
rising.
Right.
And they need to bring them back down. But it's it's actually illegal to up your prices because of a natural disaster. But everybody did it anyway, so there's nothing we can really do about that.
But that's what,
And
but Kamala Harris is saying that she's going to start holding these people accountable. Donald Trump is not saying he's holding corporations accountable for that, because that's exactly what they've been doing. They've actually started skyrocketing those prices, and when the economy got back and become balanced, stores were opening up, businesses were opening back up. Those companies never said, "Oh, we're going to lower our prices," and the CEOs are still getting these fat bonuses. And you're talking about people who are really, really doing our America wrong. Is that when you got people suffering and people are still paying these enormous prices for your product, and you still take a multi-million-dollar bonus every year? Elon Musk went to the board, and it has to be litigated. I'm not sure if it was done litigating, where
what owns the company?
they have boards. There's a public traded Tesla is a public traded company. There are board of directors. Has the most shares, and he is the chairman of the company. He doesn't own the company. I own the company because
Yeah,
I'm a shareholder. Shareholders own the
but it's
company.
okay. I get what you're saying, but I mean,
Well,
it's
let me.
his company.
He's the brand. So, but he had to go. He's still fighting. I'm not sure if it's been
He's the
done fighting.
bread, you're the butter.
Yeah. But my point is, he had to go and actually fight because he thought that he was going to get $1 billion bonus, not million, $1 billion bonus paid out to him on top
Okay,
of what
he's
is
crazy for that.
on top of all the abnormal prices or salary he already is taking in for being just the head of that and SpaceX and all the other companies. He's the richest man in the world. So, on top of that, being the richest man in the world, you think that he is owed another billion, or it might even multiple $1 billion in a bonus pay.
Let me hit up Elon. He done lost his mind.
He done lost his mind. Seriously, he really
I'm
has.
just kidding.
And I'll be honest with you, a lot of people thought that I was, because I drive an EV, that people thought that I was in line with the Elon Musk. Elon Musk, to me, is one of those really intelligent, really smart. I mean, I said intelligent and smart. Intelligent and I thought he was really, really just a really good guy, but he's really starting to show that he's just one of those guys that got money and is just starting to go crazy. Money has gone to his head.
My view on Elon is a little weird. I think he's so smart that he's stupid. And let me explain that. I think he's got a lot of intelligence, but not a lot of common sense.
Hmm. I
Uh,
agree with you.
like he's really, really book smart, but he wouldn't make it on the street.
Did I hear, and I could be wrong, so I'm not saying this is a fact. I thought somebody had said that he has Asperger's, which explains why his
It wouldn't
enormous
surprise
intelligence.
me.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. People with Asperger's are very, very intelligent, actually, or
Absolutely.
some.
Oh,
It
oh yeah,
depends on where you fall on the spectrum, but
right.
it wouldn't surprise me. I can see that in him.
I can definitely see that. Very socially awkward. Very
Oh
socially
yeah,
awkward.
yeah. Did you watch him on Joe Rogan?
Yes.
It
He's
was very awkward.
Yeah, he's kind of,
It,
and awkward is better than cringe, but it's just
it
very
was a little
very
cringy.
awkward. Yeah, it's just, you know how
Now I've seen things with him like rallies, Trump rallies and stuff, and he jumps up on the stage and he's
hmm
excited and happy, and that was great. But the Joe Rogan thing, I think he put way too much pressure on himself, and it was cringy. It was cringy. Now I
yeah.
like Elon Musk. I don't have it, but the Rogan thing was cringy. He was like, "Vote. You have to
Well, so
because your life depends on it."
so you were talking
And
about
I was
earlier.
like,
You were talking about early on how you like the no tax on tips and all that kind of stuff, and always looking out for the
"No tax on
workers.
it."
Elon Musk and Donald Trump share the exact same thing, view when it comes to people. While they don't mind taxes on tips, they don't want people working overtime. Even though he's saying, I don't want you to tax your
They never
overtime.
said that. What?
Trump actually said it on his rally. He said, when I didn't like it when people were working overtime for me. I just really didn't like it. And, it's a bad. And even then, they had the interview with Trump and Elon Musk. Elon Musk and they were on the phone. I don't know if it's an interview or on the phone. And they were laughing when he said that Elon fired all those people that were unionized and all that kind of stuff. He said, "You just get rid of them," and they were laughing and say, "Yeah." He like, "You just come through." I like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. You don't like when people
All right,
form
now
a
I'm going
union?
to fact check you.
Yes, you got to
The
fact check me.
union president of like the nationwide union president endorsed Trump.
No, no, no. There's a different union. That was not the manufacturing union. It was another like steel or something other union because Donald Trump hates the auto workers union. Auto workers union guy, the main guy, he does not like. It was another union that Donald Trump that endorsed him.
Um,
The auto union leader endorsed Kamala Harris.
do you know who Candace Owens was?
Yeah, of course I know who she is.
Do you like her?
No, of course not. Why would you ask me that question? And I may even
Candace
hesitate.
Owens is amazing. She's very intelligent.
I think she's out of touch with reality. And I even tell
I would
people
love to
this.
see her run for president.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. I would vote for her tomorrow.
You know what?
Um,
I say the same thing
she
about Liz Cheney. I would vote for Liz Cheney if she was running.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't vote for anybody with the last name Cheney, especially if they had a gun in their hand. Um, yeah, I went there.
Well, Trump would never have a gun on his hand because he's got those those heel foot spurs or whatever spurs they call it, whatever spurs. I was going to say San Antonio Spurs, whatever spurs.
Look, we don't know if that's real or not. Come on.
Oh, come on. It's a fact.
We weren't there. We don't know.
It's in the
But
history.
have you ever watched anything, Candace, fact and pulled up on Kamala
I might have seen a couple of crazy
and
things
her
that she likes to
daddy?
say. Listen, I kind of lose.
You know what I'm getting at already, don't you?
Well, they say her dad was owned slaves and all that kind of stuff, or not her dad, but her
No, no,
family
no, no,
members
no, no,
owned
no, no.
slaves.
No, her white daddy.
No, her not white. Her dad's not white. That has been debunked. I had this
Her
conversation. Who did I have this conversation with?
her dad
Uh,
is white.
her dad is a
Judge Joe
Jamaican.
Brown says so.
Who crazy Joe Brown. That's why he took him off this show. He is going senile. That old man. You look up the look.
Yeah,
It's been fact checked.
he
No,
ended the
it's fact check. You
show.
don't fact check Candace Owens, but you fact check me. How dare you?
I did fact
Listen,
check Candace.
listen. Donald J. Harris, which is Kamala's dad, grew up as in Jamaica. He was born in Jamaica. They actually have pictures of him because he was also a professor. Forget the school, and he was teaching
Yeah, he was
different
a
types of
Marxist.
things. Yeah, well, I don't know about the Marxist thing, but he was teaching different things. But he actually didn't have any real kind of influence on raising Kamala. But he was not white. That's easy
She
to
ain't
look up.
black. I'm sorry, I said it. She ain't
He,
black.
why is she
She
not
is.
black? Look at the
She
color
is.
of her skin.
Are you really saying that right now,
I'm
Brian?
just saying. What do you think she is?
Look at the color of her skin. Does that doesn't matter?
It
She could be
matters.
Indian because she was Indian when she was running for uh Senate or whatever it was she was doing.
No, just because
Because I I got a video. I have a video where she is cooking with what's
I
her
seen
name
that
from The
video.
Office.
Yeah, she was talking about her
Yeah,
Indian heritage.
she's like, I'm Indian.
You can't, you can't, you so you can't, you
But
mean to tell
now
me
that she's running for president, she wants to be black.
are you saying that she can't embrace both sides of her ancestry?
Oh yeah, whatever's convenient.
That's not even being. Listen, I'm multiracial. I got kids and nephews
I
and
know.
stuff who are gravitating to more of the Caucasian. They live in the country, and their skin is almost as white as yours. And that doesn't mean that when people are looking at their
I'm
birth
part Native
certificate, they're not
American.
black. I don't understand why this is even a big issue, whether she's black. Because at the end of the day, for people, it doesn't matter what color you are to me. It does not matter. But the
It's
people, but here's the
it's
deal:
that she's
the people who it does
lying
matter,
about something that serious,
why is the
and
her national or her race really that serious?
it because it's something that people. It's not that it's the color of her skin. She didn't lie
Well,
about the color of her skin.
no,
She's
the
lying
reason I say
about her
that,
nationality.
no, the reason I say that is because most people, regardless of if you know her or don't, you look at a person, you see a black woman. Regardless if she told you she was Indian or
An
not,
Indian woman.
you see a black woman. But not saying you, because you've biased right now. I'm just telling you. but, but if you look at the unbiased opinion from most people, they look at a person like Kamala and they're going to say it's a black woman running for presidency. They don't know her history. They don't know her lineage. They don't know any of that kind of stuff. And the problem I have right now well, about this whole thing is that the only people that even are concerned about it are the people that actually give a damn about the color of a person's skin or their race. Most people don't give a damn. It's not an issue. Who cares? She was orange, like Donald Trump. We had
My
Donald
thing
Trump
is her being ashamed of her lineage, her being ashamed of her family. She's ashamed of her father. She's keeping him hidden in the background because she doesn't want people to know. And to me, that's a problem.
because she was estranged from her father. She doesn't even know her father. He had no impact on her life. So again, why are we concerned? So the key race
How do
alert.
you know she didn't know her father? He had no impact on her life. So she was raised by a single mother. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, that's the story I've heard, and she's told. She said
Oh,
that she
that's right.
was.
She had a second mother that raised her.
No,
We've
it was
all
her
heard the
real
same
mother.
story because
I didn't hear about a
because
second mother.
she was. We've all heard the story. She was raised in a middle class in a middle class household.
I'm not sure if I heard that one. That's new to me. I don't know she
Oh,
was
come
raised.
on.
She was raised by her mom, a single mom, and her sister. That's what I know.
I was raised in a middle class household.
Was she
That's how
was,
she starts every
but
answer. I was
yeah,
raised in a
she
middle
was a
class
middle class.
family.
She was in middle class. That's right. And her mom was able to buy her house when she was like a teenager or something. Her first house when she was a teenager. While she was working at McDonald's.
Let's at Colorado.
What happened to Colorado?
Let's at Colorado.
Oh, but she was supposed to get that too, right?
Oh,
Michigan, she's up, but only 19% coming in. Donald Trump is taking the lead in North Carolina,
I knew.
72% reporting.
Like at the end of the day, if Trump wins North Carolina, I'll be happy. If the rest of the country's blue, and, and he just wins, if that one state is red,
You're
I
still
just feel like
happy.
I did my job.
Well, that's one of those
I'll feel
reasons.
like I did.
There's a lot of reasons why people don't vote in Texas because Texas will never go blue, and so they feel like that's just a wasted vote.
It will never go blue. Like
Mm-mm.
I gotta have my guns and my woman.
Well,
Second Amendment.
there is still a chance for Colin Allred to beat uh, jackass. What's his name? Ted Cruz. Tell me what you know about Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz is an idiot.
Okay, thank you. Cheers to that, because nobody likes Ted Cruz, and he actually may lose his Senate seat and be to a
I hope
Democrat.
he does.
And it's weird that most
He's,
people will. I've never met anybody that says, "Oh, yeah, Ted Cruz is awesome," but he always wins.
yeah, me neither.
He
I don't
always
know how he
wins.
got there in the first place.
I uh, I think Ted Cruz grew a beard, and that thought he made him look like tough guy, and so he started acting like a Donald Trump, and then he just started becoming worse and worse. He used to be like this nondescript, very out of the behind the scenes kind of guy. He grew that beard.
He was quiet for a while. Now he's
Yes,
just
now he's everywhere and being obnoxious, and nobody can stand him. Nobody can stand him.
this is true.
I want to know. if they're going to be close to actually saying, hey, this looks like it's going to flip red or this is going to flip blue in the battleground states. I got friends that are living in Wisconsin, and
I'm
they're
looking at Wisconsin, and it's 50-50 right now. It's crazy.
they
Looking
were.
at it, it's literally 50-50 right now.
Everybody said this was going to be a close one. Everybody said this was going to be a close one. And by the way, I'm not
It's
looking at the.
actually close.
I don't know if we're looking at. I've been looking. Haven't looked in the chat. I haven't seen it scroll on my screen. But if anybody's in the chat, I want to
I
say
haven't
hello
seen
to
it.
you. I see we've got 4 people watching. I don't know if anybody is new, but if you want to start, if you want to say something in the chat, agree or disagree, fact check us. Feel free to do so. We're just sitting there hanging
Yeah,
out,
please do.
and not again. This is not anything serious. We're just laughing, talking, and discussing. Talking and discussing are the same thing, but I said those both words in case you didn't know the definition of both. I don't know why.
Crying, loving, laughing, or leaving.
Oh, I love that. Say it again. What? Cry, love it, like.
Crying, loving, laughing, or leaving.
That's it.
Used to be a radio show around here.
Yeah. Did you guys have Delilah up there?
We did, yes. That's who it
Yes.
was. Crying, loving, laughing, or leaving
Oh, was
was
that Delilah?
Delilah. Yeah,
Delilah. Man, I used to listen to her going to
that's
sleep.
exactly what it was. I love
Yeah,
Delilah. I
I
used to
did
listen
too.
to Delilah
Yeah,
back in the early 90s.
she helped me
I'm not
out.
going to say how early.
She
I
helped
tell
me.
my age, but yeah.
She helped me out on some jams sometimes. I used to actually leave the love songs for the ladies. She used to help me
Oh,
out with them
yeah.
songs.
I'd like to dedicate a song to Jermaine.
Yes, yes.
Please tell him that I miss him. And
The
then you hit
dedications.
record on the on
Yes.
the on the
And make
jam
sure you're
box, you know?
recording. That's you know what I'm
Yep.
talking about. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about.
Yes.
Yeah. In case they didn't hear it, I'm recording it on my little tape because it was a
Need
cassette tape.
tape the next day.
Yeah, and then I leave it on their voicemail.
Yep.
Boy. Ah, Delilah.
And
I,
they
s-
never listen to it.
it's funny that you made that quote and I said Delilah and it was the same person.
Oh
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
I think she was like the first like nationwide person that did something like that.
You might be right.
Well, I was awesome.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, is she passed or is she still just retired and living life in the easy
She's
chair?
probably on YouTube somewhere doing something awesome.
She might be. But she was old when I was young, so I don't know.
I know, and I know she made fun of my 13-year-old behind trying to call in there and make some kind of make some kind of request.
I want to say hello to Jeff. Jeff is my lover.
Yeah.
Can you tell him I love him? I want to send a message to Scott Baio. Tell him Scott Baio he's my love.
This goes out to Donnie Wahlberg. Could you please play Hangin' Tough?
He said Donnie Wahlberg.
Tell him I'll be loving him forever.
Oh my gosh! I can't hate. I can't hate on no new kids. I didn't love them, but I like New Kids on the Block too.
You see my pops? Those are New Kids on the Block pops. I ain't even trying to play.
Shut up, really? All right, I can't tell,
Oh,
but
look, it gets worse. It gets worse.
NKTOB. Oh,
Yes.
and
Look,
you
it
got
was
the
a
heart. You got the heart for the O.
listen, there were maybe a few alcoholic beverages involved before this one happened. And
Oh
me and
my
my
gosh!
sister were like, let's go get matching New Kids on the Block tattoos. Yes, this is a great idea.
It was
So we
not.
went and got matching
It
tattoos.
was not a good idea. It just was not. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I
I
mean,
wish I could say I hated it, but I really don't.
I know you don't. I think it's like a badge of honor right now. I get
I
it.
really don't.
Well, in case you didn't
I even
know,
had it touched up.
you had what?
Had it touched up because it was like
I was gonna
faded.
say it does look. It looks kind of like it's fresh. Like yeah, I want to say it was touched up, but
I
it
had it
looks like
touched up.
yeah. You know, you just got that last year. You know, you just got it. The
I
reunion
did
tour.
not.
You went to the reunion tour and got a new tattoo.
I did go to the reunion tour. I have been to 3 reunion tours.
Really?
I went backstage. I ain't even trying.
All
I
right.
paid for the front row seat.
Listen, I can't hate on you because I am. In case you didn't know, most people do. If you're watching, I am the biggest new edition fan, and my goodness.
You know that I love New Edition Bobby Brown.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I love New Edition Bobby Brown. I have seen Boys to Men 17 times.
What?
I love Boys to
That's
Men.
a lot of times he Boys to Men. I like them too.
I, I love Boys to Men. But I love Bobby Brown, New Edition, Velvet DeVoe, Tony.
Oh yes.
Listen, that, mm, yeah.
Wow. Wow. I went to my so I grew up in a really religious and strict household, so I didn't get to go to concerts when I was younger. But out of all the years, I've wanted to travel to go see them. But when they did their reunion tour and they came to Dallas, I finally got to go see
Yeah.
New Edition. And
Yeah, I saw New Edition on their reunion tour.
yeah, I wanted to go see them in Vegas in their Vegas residency, but I just couldn't get the timing right. And I'm hoping they do another one. But I heard the New
It was
Edition
really
was good.
good.
You went to the New
They did a
Edition
great
in
job.
Vegas? You saw it?
Reunion tour. Yeah, I went to the reunion tour. They came to
Oh,
Charlotte. Yeah.
oh yeah. I'm thinking in Vegas. I wanted to go to see because I heard in the Vegas residency
Oh,
they did more
I
stuff.
bet that was so good.
Oh my God, I wanted to go see them so bad. I really, I mean, I recorded it and I got some video of the concert, and it was like they sounded really good.
Yeah.
I was surprised because I had seen the other things what they've done on TV, and they didn't really sound that great, but um, they sounded really good.
Yeah.
All right,
Who
so
is
what's
somebody you've always wanted to see but never seen?
Michael Jackson?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I bet that would be just a fantastic concert.
Yeah, I've
Michael
always,
Jackson's a good one. I don't
yeah,
know if I can beat that.
and I don't
I
know
want to
if
see Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
I,
Love
she
Missy Elliott.
she used to be the jam. I don't know whatever happened to her, but she used to be the real good jam.
Used to be the jam.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and don't take away my masculinity card if I ever had one. Don't put me out there with Jesse Waters and Tucker Carlson. But I was
You
always
and Tucker gonna be hanging out.
I, I've always was the guy. I was a crooner. I was always trying to emulate the Boys to Men's, then the New Editions, and even older. I actually like the Backstreet Boys. And all the boy bands that came
Oh,
through, I used
but
to just jam for
I
those.
don't like all boy bands, just new kids.
Mhm.
But anyway, go ahead.
But that was my genre, is the R&B crooners and stuff. And I actually, High Five. I don't know if you know who High Five is,
Yeah,
but
I know who High Five is. Yeah.
I like them. Tony, of course. And I wouldn't mind going to see Usher. I heard Usher puts on a really good show too.
I wasn't impressed with Usher's concert.
Oh, you went to the concert?
Yeah.
Too much fluff? Too much what?
I think he was really high.
Mm. And then he didn't put on a good show when he was on.
Yeah, I think he was really, really high.
See,
He was
that's a
slurring real bad. He fell a couple times. Was
so when you
not
so
impressed.
who was New Edition's opening act when you went? Did they have Charlie Wilson and Jodeci?
Jodeci and Jodeci was really good.
Oh yeah,
I
Jodeci
always
was
loved
really good.
Jodeci.
Yes, Jodeci was like better than I thought they were going to be. They were super.
Yes. Um, Let
Well,
me look it up. I can't remember.
okay, while you
Real
look it up, I'm gonna
quickly.
tell you. I also went to a '90s revival show, and it had uh, Vanilla Ice, Young MC, um, whoever sings "It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right." Who sings "It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right"? Oh God, what was his name? Rob Bass, and he was the best
Rob
of.
Bass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the best of the show. He was the best of all. Vanilla Ice was horrible.
Oh, and Michael Caron was the other one that was with them. The bass singer.
Michael who?
Feel that bass.
Oh, I have
That guy.
no, not it.
Yeah, he sucked. Um, Everybody got up and went and got a drink then.
Okay, who's that in here? Is that the point of what?
Point 3 Acres Farm, Michael Jackson, and some Irish guy pulled up in my driveway last night in a black Lincoln. I called the sheriff. Okay. Michael Jackson's been dead for a while, but
Yeah.
if he pulled up, I would call the sheriff.
I call the sheriff too. Somebody looking like Michael Jackson came in front of my house. I'm like, what the heck?
But don't call the deputy.
Yeah, I shot the sheriff. I get it. I got what you're trying to do there. I did. I got it. My dream concert would be New Edition, Boys to Men, New Kids on the Block, all doing like a 5 hour show. I would stay for that.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Throw Missy Elliott in there.
Throw Missy Elliott in there. You know, I actually wouldn't mind have seen. I wish I could have saw TLC when Left Eye was still alive.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. See, I seen TLC. They opened for New Kids uh, when it was just like the two of them
Hmm.
on one of the reunion tours, and they were pretty good. Kind of out of shape, but
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
they were pretty good. But aren't we all? You know. Uh,
Yeah, we.
and Paula Abdul opened for him one time too,
Paula Abdul.
and yeah.
Wow, I didn't know she was. Well, how long ago was that
Can I
though?
just tell you, she is like tiny. She is little bitty,
Yeah, she's really small.
and
Yeah.
she was not good. I was so disappointed. I had such high expectations for that, and
Well,
all she did was like get picked up all the time.
mm. Well, her claim to
Like
fame,
every
her
five
claim.
seconds, somebody picked her up, and
Well, her wasn't her claim to fame really like choreography. She was like a LA Laker dancer or whatever, and then she
yeah,
choreography for a lot of other stars and stuff. And then she said, "Hey, let me get a microphone and try to sing." No.
yeah. I think she popped off with Cold Hearted Snake, and then it was just kind of
Yeah. Some of them were good.
that.
You know, the cat when the cat video came out, 2 step forward, 2 steps back, the opposites attract, whatever, and that cat
Oh,
was in that
opposite
video.
strip. Oh,
That
yeah.
was the
MC
jam.
Scat Cat.
Yeah, MC Scott Cat. That was the jam.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, the cat was better than she was, though. Let's just be.
Yeah, the cat we had like I think he was more popular on that video than she became. Um,
Um, but yeah, she went. I'm pretty sure she was lip singing too. Like her mic might have been on, but
well
that was
that
definitely.
that leads me to the next one I was about to tell you. Um, no, she didn't die from lupus. She died in an airplane crash. Left Eye did.
Ooh, she's probably still alive.
Left Eye, not Paula. Left Eye from
I
TLC.
thought she died because she set her boyfriend's house on fire. Isn't that right?
No, she did do that, but she died not in a house fire. She died in like an airplane crash, just like Aaliyah. She was traveling in an
She died in
airplane.
an airplane
I
crash.
I believe it was a crash, either in an airplane or in a car crash overseas somewhere. She was vacationing somewhere and died. It was either airplane
Did
or
she go to
car.
jail
Did she go
for
to
setting
jail?
her boyfriend's house on fire?
No, because Andre Rison loved her and didn't really want to press charges.
I would have thought they would have taken that out of his hands because I remember seeing the pictures of that blaze.
Yeah,
And
Andre
she set
Rison.
that thing up.
Andre Rison was like a really, really popular football player at that time too, and I think he just didn't really want the whole PR, and so he's like, let's just let this go. But she was crazy. She was like,
So
he
Harris
cheating.
just took something because her points just jumped way up.
Oh yeah, she's at 91, but he's at not 195.
So I'm seeing something different. I'm looking at something different than you
Well,
are because I see her at 112 and him at
oh,
198.
I'm must be behind. I'm streaming, so you might be something faster than I'm actually seeing.
I'm looking at Apple News. They may be wrong too, but yeah, I see her at 112 and him at 198.
At what?
That's so
188?
close. Wow,
You see him at
that's so
188?
close. 198 and her at 112.
Yeah, like they said, it's going to come down to those swing states and what they're going to be doing there.
That's really close.
Yeah. There were some
That's
predictors
way
that were saying
closer.
that they thought it was actually going to be like um, a really big. Uh, it was going to go heavily toward one. Some people were saying it was heavily. Donald Trump's going to run away with this, and then some people were saying, "Oh no, the women voters are going to really show this that Trump is out of it, and they're going to run away with this from Kamala Harris."
I don't listen to pollsters because Right-leaning pollsters are going to go right. Left-leaning pollsters are going to go left. You can't even listen to those because they're going to have bias.
I I
That's
don't
just facts.
I don't get pollsters anyway because people can't always be honest.
Have you ever been called by a pollster?
Um, I don't know if I have or not. I don't.
I haven't,
If I
and I
if
don't
I
know anybody that has.
yeah, if I have, I don't remember it. But I also think that these pollsters are sitting out there when you go. And I actually haven't been into an election booth and come out and somebody asked me, "Hey, do you want to talk to us and take a poll?" Registering. Nobody's ever done any of that to me either. So I don't know where these
Same.
people are, where they're doing it, but apparently there are some people that are doing it, and people put a lot of stock in what these pollsters say, which is Iowa. I want
Yeah.
to see what Iowa says because that lady came out and she's been like a predictor of everything since the last 12 or something elections. I think she maybe missed one, but she came out and said Harris is going to win Iowa, which is unheard of. Oh, she's at 58 over 41 in Pennsylvania, so she might win Pennsylvania. Oh, that's Latino voters. Never mind.
Wow.
It's
You're
closer
saying
than what.
Trump might win Iowa?
No,
What?
Harris. He said Harris is from might win Harris. The pollster from Iowa said that she is predicting Harris to win Iowa.
I'm reading something completely different.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Looks like refresh. What's going on in North Carolina? Donald Trump wins South Carolina. Polls are closed in North Carolina. I don't know why they don't call it North Carolina one way or the other. Trump said he's going to kill Diddy if he wins. No, he didn't. That's ridiculous. How North Carolina is like
Did somebody really chat?
49,
Did
51.
somebody chat and said that Trump wins, he's gonna kill Diddy? Is that what he said?
Yes. That's ridiculous.
That is crazy. Oh, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I've heard some people come across and say, well, people who are supporting Harris are on the Diddy train and they went to Diddy parties and all that kind of stuff, right? So, what did you say um, to people who say that Donald Trump was partying with Epstein? And now they have these tapes that Epstein was saying that he was best friends with Donald Trump for 10 years.
You ever been friends with somebody who did something stupid?
No. I'm not saying wrong, right, or indifferent. I'm just saying there are people who are correlating the people that support Trump as being, part of this thing that Diddy was doing. And then you hear MAGA always talking about, the worst thing anybody could ever do is be these child molesters and all this other stuff, right? And then the most famous one, the only person outside of Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton is kind of iffy on those things, but name's been mentioned, is Donald Trump. And nobody seems to have a problem with Donald Trump being linked to one of the most infamous child predators ever.
I think it's crap. I don't think he was doing anything like that. I think he seems to be really in love with his wife.
Wait. So you don't believe the porn star stuff?
No.
You don't believe he
The
had an
one
affair?
woman with the porn star? No, I don't.
What about the
He said he
McDougal
never even
person?
met her.
What about the McDougal person that actually said that she actually felt like she was falling in love with him?
Yeah, I think she's insane.
So you don't think
I
he had an
think that
affair with
she
any
made
one of
up.
them?
I think she made it up in her head.
No, I'm not talking about Stormy Daniels. I'm talking about the other one, the other McDougal person, the other one that was also
Well, I don't know her. I don't know that
he had an
situation.
affair with her too.
When you're famous, people come after you
Listen, I'm not
because they
famous.
see money.
I'm not famous, and people come after me. Don't mean that I'm gonna do stuff with it. You That's what I'm saying.
What
I just threw that out there just to kind of mess with
you
you.
pay Daniels 100K? Yeah, he makes that in an hour.
No, but seriously, just because he makes money and people, you have to have a moral ethic to be president. You have to sit there and say, hey, son, the president is how you are supposed to behave when people are throwing it at you and you really don't, and you're married. This is how you act. Donald Trump is saying, you're
What?
saying because he was rich and all this kind of stuff, he gets a pass to cheat on his wife.
No, that's not what I said at all.
Well, you said he was rich.
I didn't even insinuate that.
You said he's
No,
rich and
it
people are
just
going to
was
say anything.
costing him millions in legal fees.
What was? No,
So to pay her $100 to make the legal fees, or 100,000 to make the legal fees stop.
you're not talking. We're not talking about the same person. I'm not talking about Stormy Daniels and all those legal things. There was another one that he was actually involved with. Her name was
How do you know
something
that?
McDougal.
Were you there?
They talk about it. It's out there. It's been fact. It was they interviewed her. She was like,
Oh,
I
well, that means it's real.
Oh my gosh, you mean to tell me if a person is recanting their story that they're not telling the truth, that they're saying, Donald Trump and I had an affair and I just couldn't do it. And she actually said, I just couldn't do it to his wife anymore. I just felt bad because I was really falling in love with Trump and I couldn't do it to his wife.
His money. Yeah.
He cheated on his first wife with his second wife.
I don't know anything about that. I don't.
Well, don't stop
I
fact
don't.
checking me
I don't know
now.
this situation that you're talking about.
Well, don't stop fact checking me now. You can fact check it. You can easily fact check that. Easily. He does not have the moral
Okay.
compass.
Is so he had an affair. That means he can't be a good president.
That's not what I'm not correlating that at all. I'm just saying if you're going to hold people to a
Well, you
standard,
did.
no,
You actually.
well, I think it disqualifies if you don't have a good moral compass, I don't think you should be a president because if you have the
Okay, let's
president,
talk about a moral compass.
okay,
Let's talk about Willie Brown.
who the hell is Willie Brown?
Oh, fact check me. You don't know who Willie Brown is? Willie Brown is the married man that Kamala had an affair with for 13 years. That's who gave her her job as the prosecutor in California, as DA.
This is the
Yeah, he was
first.
married.
You gotta fact check. I gotta fact check that one because I do not know anything about this. I do know her husband.
Yeah.
I do know her husband actually had an affair on his wife, and that's why they kind of divorced. But that was before he met Kamala, so I know that.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
But to your point, because you said sometimes you kind of make an excuse. Sometimes people you're rich and all that kind of stuff. A mistake is a mistake. A pattern,
Right.
a pattern defines your moral character. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't hold people accountable for making a simple mistake or one-time mistake. When you make repeated mistakes, that kind of tells you a little bit more about your character than just making one mistake. So even if Kamala was the secret lover of a married man, I don't really know about that. Never heard of this story. But when Donald Trump is a philanderer and has been known to be one for years, that tells you a lot about his moral compass.
Yeah. This tells you about her moral compass. Can I play a 32-second video?
Yeah.
Okay. It's real short. Here we go. This is Kamala and Willie Brown. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Hey, look, brother, all right. You got my vote. All right, see you later. One love.
8 out of the 10 voters I meet are absolutely persuaded that I know what I'm doing, that I'm pretty smart, that I can get the job done in that I may be a rogue, but I'm their kind of rogue.
Is
He's a
that Wally
rogue,
Brown?
all right, notorious for his
That's Willie Brown.
flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women, and fast cars.
She was young and she was with him. That doesn't mean that she was sleeping with him. They thought she was his daughter because she was around her. I don't understand what that video was supposed to be.
You looked offended as all get out.
Well,
Are you
what?
his daughter? No, I'm not.
So you think that was implying that she was like his girlfriend or something at the time? I don't know.
That's been confirmed. She admitted that they were together. He admitted they were together. That's why his wife left him, because he was with Kamala,
Oh,
because he
okay.
got outed.
Okay.
And he's 30 years older than her,
Listen.
which is
Oh,
gross.
wait a minute. No, so you better take that back right now because I'm about to get you. You better take it back.
Okay, I
What
take it back.
what was I say? What is the age difference between Melania and
10
Trump?
years is fine. I'll give you 30 you can't have.
I think there's more than a 10-year difference between them. I think it's like a 15 to 20-year difference.
30
But 20 years is just
between
about the
Kamala
same.
and
But what's the difference
old
between Melania and
12.
is it 12? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Because somebody said something about it earlier, and I fact it up.
Listen, anything over a
Look,
5,
I
I
just
think.
made up that word. Fact it up. You ain't
Fact it
gonna
up.
give me nothing on that. I
I did like
fact it
it.
up.
Look, you heard it here first on Drinks and Discussions. I'm gonna coin it. And if you say it on your
You
channel, I'm
can
gonna
have
say
that.
Miss Mandy is up there stealing stuff from Drinks and Discussions. Fact it up.
Fact it up, man.
Look,
With the
I'm
A, not a U. Fact it up.
I don't know what my level of comfortability is with the age gap when it comes to relationships. I've seen a lot of people with different ages who are successful in their relationships. Some of them
It's
are,
maturity.
yeah, and then some of people are together in the same age and they don't work out because they are just not that compatible. I don't know. It's
It's a
none of my
maturity
business.
level. It really is.
Mm, I would kind of agree with that. And sometimes women mature a lot faster than men. So men are older by the time they actually mature. I know I didn't mature really until I was like, I want to say I was like 35, maybe 30, maybe close to 40, before I really started going, hey, get your shit together, bro. Um, so I can understand how younger women could be attracted to older men if their, ambitions and goals, all those types of things match up. I think age doesn't really factor in, to be honest with you.
It is really a maturity level kind of thing. I've been with older guys. I haven't really been with younger guys because of maturity.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Um,
Hmm.
I dated one younger guy, and he just got on my nerves. I just kind of wanted to pop him in the back of the head all the time. So I was like, this ain't gonna work.
Oh shit! Ted Cruz won.
You're joking.
Nope, he's projected by CNN to win.
The fix.
Oh my
The
god,
election
dude.
was rigged. I'm just kidding.
We
Fake
had
news. Fake news.
we had hope in Texas, but again, even when I don't know if you remember Beto O'Rourke, who was actual a presidential nominee for a while, and then he also
Yeah.
ran for Texas Senate and tried to beat um, Ted Cruz, and he was doing a really good campaign. They thought it was going to. Texas is just never going to go for it. They're never going to go blue. We've got some of the
Can
wackiest
I tell you
governor.
who
We
I
got the
would have voted for over Trump?
who?
Uh, RK.
Oh, really? The vaccine
Yes.
the vaccine weirdo and the guy who can't talk. Listen,
No.
if he would
Well,
have
I
went,
like what he wants to do with food, like cleaning, like taking the pesticides off of food and um, making children healthier and things like that. I think
th-
he's a little weird on vaccines, but like making the earth healthier, making the food healthier, and things like that. So
Well,
yeah,
let me
yeah,
tell you something.
I can rock with Bobby. Yeah.
Well, let me explain something to you. They take the pesticides out of foods already, and it's called organic. So you can pay the high prices for the organic prices, which I don't. This is the thing about America that I don't understand. All the unhealthy
There's
food is the
still stuff on the
cheapest.
organic food, so there's still
Well,
stuff on
well,
them.
but here's the deal. America has this fixation where the most unhealthiest things are are the cheapest. If you want to eat healthy, you're going to have to pay the absorbent prices on the organic stuff, the healthier choices, and all those types of things, which should be the complete opposite. If you want to eat healthy, that should be the first option you have, the most economical option on the table. It's healthier food, not greasy pizzas, not hamburgers, and all those other things that are yield a very high percentage of income. So if you get a 300 or $3 tube of ground beef, you can yield 200% by building 10 hamburgers out of that one and charging people $10 for one hamburger that you paid $3 for.
Right.
That's the problem with America. We and I'm not saying it's a problem because I do believe in capitalism, but when you are focusing on, the profit more than the actual health and well-being of your fellow citizens, that's when we start becoming a problem. And I get lost in the over exaggerated, Poe is me when people are saying take care of America first, when that's not what we're doing. What happened? What did you mean? What did you see?
Kamala's taking a sudden jump in North Carolina. Like what? What? What?
She's supposed to probably win that state. I'm just saying. Republicans have picked up
Pretend
one
you didn't
Senate
say
seat.
that. Go ahead.
But the Republicans picked up one seat in the Senate, though, so far.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got 10 minutes before the next closing voting in California or
These are
somewhere.
so close, man. It is really going to be
I'm
tight.
surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm actually.
I'm not.
This
I
is what
knew
they
it was going to be
call.
close. I didn't know it was going to be this close.
But I will tell
Huh.
you, I've got a friend of mine who also I talked to, and they are a big, big, big Trump supporter. They actually told me before the night began that they thought that Trump was going to lose, and this would probably be the last time we actually have this conversation about Trump. What do you think?
I think they weren't a very good Trump supporter.
They were conceding too early. Is that what it was? They were conceding too early.
Yeah. Because he, like yesterday, he announced like his party, and like he's got Mar-a-Lago all decorated and ready to go at 11 p.m. tonight. Like I'm not even joking.
What?
So it starts in seven. Yeah, he's got it because Trump has YouTube page. Did you know that?
He has a
He
YouTube
has a YouTube
page.
channel.
Okay.
He posts on it every day,
Okay. So have you seen
and like
the behind the scenes stuff? Trump is not posting. He's dictating stuff, and somebody else is actually writing it down and posting for him.
like for real, for real.
For real. For real. For real. For real.
No, listen. He They were doing like an interview with him on the plane or whatever, and they were asking him about his different social medias. He was like, "Yeah, I don't post on that. I don't post on that." He's like, "But on my X and my youth," he actually said, "My YouTube community page." He said, "That's me."
Oh, jeez.
But he'd be posting on that YouTube community page all the time.
Let me
And
say
I
something.
know they go in behind him sometimes and delete that stuff. They're like, "No,
Is that is that
no."
is that Eric? I forgot Eric's last name in the chat. I forgot his name. He's
I see Eva. I don't see an Eric.
oh, who's the E? Is that Eva? Eva M?
Eva M.
Eva M. Okay, Eva M. I don't know what
Oh,
they're
I'm
talking about.
sorry. I wasn't looking at the chat.
Look, look,
I'm a bad.
I wasn't looking at it either until I saw people like on our stream where I could see it like on the side of us, our video. It's getting a little delayed, but I don't know who these people are. But thank you for watching the stream.
Yeah. Are you drunk, Miss Trump? Or if you're talking to me, I don't drink.
But if you're talking to
But
me, what is that? Sun drip?
but
What
the
is
sun
Sun
drop
drop?
is very tasty.
Is that like Mountain Dew? What is Sun drop?
It's sort of like, yeah, sun drop. Uh it's all over the country, but it's mostly here in the South.
You're not in the South. Are you in the South? Your state
I'm in
considered the
North
South?
Carolina.
Is that considered the South?
Yes. Do you
That's
not
like the
hear my accent?
that's like the East to me. I'm in
Well, it's
Texas.
the Southeast.
You can't get more South than Texas, so I'm like thinking, you know, Louisiana.
Yeah, we're the Southeast. Yeah.
Yeah, Southeast is probably okay. I guess I never really paid attention in geography class, so I don't really know Northeast, Southwest. I don't know. I don't know about these things. I
So
don't know.
yeah, but yeah, it's
Sun
kind of like
drop.
Mountain Dew, but it tastes way better than Mountain Dew. I think Mountain Dew kind of gross.
I can't even tell you the last time I had a Mountain Dew. I'm not a soda guy. Every now and then, I'll drink a soda.
I went 4 years without drinking a soda, and then I was at my sister's house spending the week, and it was all she had. Like
Mm.
literally, her water wasn't drinkable, and she was like, "All I got is Sundrop,"
Mm.
and I was like,
Hooked you.
and so I drank one. It was cold, and it tastes so good, and so that I was back into sodas. That was it.
So I have a story that's similar to that. I played in the golf tournament, and I try not to drink a whole lot of beer. Kind of cut back because it puts a little gut on me. So I went into this golf tournament and stayed with a friend of mine, and he and I to get together. It's always going to be a beer fest. We're just going to drink beer at 9 o'clock in the morning on the golf course, and probably not going to stop drinking. And literally, that's what we did. We bring our beers on the course, and then because they can't sell until a certain time, so we're building getting our beers early. Don't stop drinking until maybe 11 o'clock that night. So I come
Oh wow.
home. I come home, and I don't have any beers in the fridge, so I go out and buy beers. And my wife is there looking at me, and she goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I don't know what it is, but after the golf trip, I've just been wanting like beers. They're just so refreshing. It just feels so good going down." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm guzzling." And I was like, and then after like 4 days, I was like, "I really got to stop drinking these beers." I
Poor
felt so
babe.
bad. Yeah.
You went on a bender.
I did go on a bender. And listen, I can drink. Listen, I'm an alcoholic. Drinks and Discussions is the name of my channel. I don't mind drinking the bourbons and having a cigar and relaxing and stuff like that. But I can literally drink one glass of bourbon. It'll last me maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I drink beers. I'm probably going to drink 4 or 5 within 30 minutes.
Hear you.
That's how bad it is.
And I used to be a vodka girl. That was my drink of choice. But I haven't drank in 6 months now at
Because you just
all.
don't have
I
a
just
flavor or taste for it, or is it more of a
I
social
just
drinker when you go out
it's
sometimes?
just more of a I just don't want to.
Mm. Did you drink at the concert?
What now?
Did you drink at the concert?
I did
Okay, that's the best time
a
when you
lot,
go. Yeah, yeah, you got to drink when you go to a
a
concert. I'm
lot.
sorry. I'm sorry. You got to.
Yeah, I drank a lot at the concert,
Who was that?
and I had a great time doing it.
You had a great time doing it. Look at you. Hey, okay.
I did.
What happens at the concert stays at the concert.
It is Vegas. It absolutely is.
Oh
Yeah, me
my
and my
God.
sister went together, and we were responsible. We took an Uber, but
Mhm.
we had a ball. The Uber was really mad at us because he couldn't find us because there were 5 billion other drunk girls there. So we were like, we're the ones dressed in the '80s clothes, and he was like, yeah, you and 30,000 other people.
Other people,
Uh,
yes. So you guys did dress like for 80s? Because when we went to the 90s
Yeah,
concert,
we were wearing our New Kids on the Block shirt. We had our hair teased up. Absolutely. I think I have a picture.
go ahead, put it on there. I'll share it.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because when we went
Yeah.
to the New Edition concert, or not the New Edition, there was a 90s concert, people were dressed up like in the 80s. And I'm like, this is a 90s concert. We didn't dress like that in the 90s.
Yeah, but there's no 90s clothes unless you're going to wear leggings and
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like. Well, I think the '90s were about, the White Sox hat, and you were more gangster, and you were like the NWA, kind of like everything was
wear a
black.
big chain.
Yeah, the big chains from Flavor Flav and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I think about the '90s.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
Brigitte Nielsen. Oh, look. Flavor of Love. Did you watch
Oh,
Flavor of Love?
look, I was in love with Flavor and Love. I used to was like,
I
this is
watched
some
it. Oh, I
ratchet
watched
shit.
every.
And then New
It
York,
was awful, wasn't it?
and then I Love New York. Did you see I Love New York, the spinoff? I
I loved New York. I loved her. I don't know why.
I don't know why you
Because
did.
she was insane, but I loved her.
She was crazy.
She was nuts. Yeah, she had some issues, but I
Yeah.
loved her for some reason.
I have a feeling that you love the train wrecks. You and Trump and you in New York and everything.
And
Everything is a train wreck.
everybody loves train wrecks. You can't look away from them.
Mm, mm.
You can't.
That is true. But that don't mean I want to be involved in it. I don't want to be involved in the train wreck. I might want to say, I want to look and I look and then I keep on going. It's not even a look. It's a glance. It's a
Exactly.
glance. It's not like I look like one eye to the side and then I don't even turn my head full way. I don't even go this way. I just go whoop and come right back. Ain't trying to get me involved in that. Nope. Said hard pass. No thanks. No thank you. Who's saying that? Like, is
Oh
that, who's that? Who's that saying hello? Hello, whoever that is. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, how you guys doing? California, of course, went to Kamala. Idaho went to
oh yeah,
Donald
there's a
Trump.
shocker.
So I have right now. I don't know what your totals have, but right now, what I'm watching, Washington is too early to call. Oregon is too early to call. What is the? I don't know what
You
the.
see 167 to 214.
Oh, you're way ahead of me then. I got 211 to 145 for Harris. Trump is 211 and Harris is 145.
See if I find the picture.
It's really close in Arizona right now. Jeez, it's 51%. This is really turning out to be a lot closer than I really anticipated it to be. And I hate to say this, the closer this election is, and if Donald Trump loses, you be prepared. He's going to balk at everything. He's going to say, "Well, when I went to bed, we were way ahead, and now when I woke up, they cheated."
I think this is it.
Let me know when you're ready.
I gotta open it and see if this is it.
There's a lot of voting. There's a lot of people that voted this year. That's for sure.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. North Carolina, Trump is now ahead, but I'm also might be behind from what you're looking.
Oh gosh, I ain't showing you this.
Oh, why
I'm
not?
glad I found it though. Oh, cause this is embarrassing.
Put it in the back chat. Put it in the Discord.
Oh Lord. See, me and my sister won a New Kids on the Block biggest fan
Shut
contest.
up! Did you?
On look, I am not even joking right now. Yes, we did. We really did. This is before I lost all my weight, but yeah, we sure did.
Are you sharing?
Okay, I'll pull. Here, let me find it. Here it is. Here, I'll pull it up. I don't care.
Okay, here we go.
It's right there. That's me and my sister.
Are you in the pink?
Yeah.
No way!
Oh yeah, I lost 180 pounds.
I had no idea. Hold on. Can I make that bigger? Nope, that's as big as it's gonna get, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh
here I
no,
can
I
make
got.
it. It's just
Oh,
it
oh
gets
shit.
blurry though. And that's my sister and the with the blonde hair.
And she's the star of the show. She's like she's popping it out. She's actually singing songs.
Oh, like we both sing, we danced. We got the crowd involved. We was like, wave your hands in the air,
What? What song did you guys
feel like
sing?
you
Do
just
you
don't
remember?
care.
Do you remember the song?
What?
Do you remember the song?
I do, but I am singing it, so don't
No,
even
no.
try that.
Just tell me what it was. You don't have to sing it. What song were you singing? Hanging Tough?
Uh, we sing No More Games.
Okay, so that's not even what I even know. Then
No
you
more
must be a
games,
super fan.
please. What you singing?
You got to be a super fan to know that song. I don't know that song.
That's because it was a special edition song that he only sang one time on the VH1 Music Awards when he came out. Donnie Wahlberg came out. That's
Man, and look at the people behind you. You guys, you had people. It was at a mall.
it was at a mall, and it was when they came back at Union. Let me see. Oh, that was my nephew doing his little thing in the crowd. That
I didn't.
was
I
like
did.
some of the crowd there watching.
I had no idea that you had lost so much weight. I just thought this is the way. I've known you like this. I've never seen you in any other way.
Yeah, yeah. Got tired of being unhealthy and
Yes. Yep. And that's why you started changing your
yeah,
eating
that
habits, and
was
that's why you're focusing on the food and all that kind of stuff. Is that why that's important?
yeah. That's why this is diet. I don't eat sugar.
Mm. I
We
I
look alike though, don't we? Me and my sister look alike.
well, I couldn't really see the faces in that picture to see any defining features or anything like that, but you looked similar. But she had blonde
Oh, see,
hair.
look.
She had blonde hair. You had brunette. Or did I look at the wrong video or picture? Did she have blonde hair in that? Or lighter hair?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She's got blonde hair. But yeah, that's
So Donald Trump is projected to win right now, 42% to 46% right now as we stand.
I see. Trump at 214 and Kamala at 179. She better pick up that pace.
She's banking on that. Though
She
that
better call.
she's
She better
banking
call Billy
on
Brown and see if he can get a hand up.
she's banking on those the Philadelphia, or not Philadelphia, the Pennsylvania, the blue wall up there. That's what she's really banking on, is she's got to have it. She can't win it any other way unless she wins Arizona. And is Florida already kind of said they've concluded their counts too? Is Florida gone to Trump? Because I thought Florida was
Wait a
kind of in
minute.
play.
Florida has gone to Trump. Yeah.
But then you also have Georgia. Georgia hasn't come through yet either.
Yeah. Georgia's 49-51. It's so close.
Yes.
Let me see here.
Remember, there's only 1,100 and something that Trump was asking for from Georgia that was close with his Biden. So Georgia's probably going to be really close again.
What about Arizona? It's 50-50. Dead even.
This is
I don't think they saw that
crazy.
coming.
No, I don't think they did either. Because last year when Biden was there, they called Arizona was one of the first early calls that even Fox News
Yeah.
said, "Hey, this is going to Biden." This is starting to become more and more, from what I'm looking at, a nervous campaign for Harris at this point. I hate to admit it, but I'm looking at it, and you're banking on, I guess they were banking on those swing states anyway to win this, and both of them have to have one. If one of them goes to Trump, it's going to be even harder for Harris to win it with Nevada, Arizona, or something like that to come through for her.
Part of me thought I was
Hmm?
hoping for a landslide, but I knew it wasn't going to be. I knew it was going to be pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But you want your person, of course, to landslide it out. You want your person to whoop the other one's behind, but I knew this was probably going to be like one of the closest,
Yeah,
probably in history.
and I do believe it's going to be come down to like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan to turn it around. If so, for either one of them, if they win
Right.
two of those, it's over.
Nevada might even,
And
who
Georgia,
knows?
and
Might,
Georgia. They're saying that she's underperforming in a couple of these districts too, from CNN.
CNN saying that?
CNN is saying that she's underperforming in some of the places, and some of the places that Joe Biden even won, she's underperforming.
That's
Well,
surprising.
I think we might be in another Trump regime.
Regime?
I said it. I said regime.
Regime?
Yeah.
Come on, it's not that bad now.
Look. I was being facetious when I said that, but at the end of the day, like I said, no matter who's elected, it's not going to change my lifestyle. I don't think one iota. I think I'm still going to be this exact same place, same thing, doing the exact same thing, unless there's another pandemic or something else that comes through that we just don't know about and some other disaster. But Elon Musk, let me ask you this question. Elon Musk even said that he thinks that if Trump is elected, that the stock market is going to crash immediately.
Wait, did he say that? He did not.
Why do you think?
He did
Listen,
not.
hold on. Have I said anything tonight that was so outlandish that it was been proven wrong tonight at all?
Well, you said he was uh,
He said the
a
stock market was going to crash.
narcissist.
No, he said the stock market is going to crash if Donald Trump is elected.
Okay, so pull up something to prove that.
Oh, so now I got to be the fact finder now? I'm outside.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whose channel was this again? I forgot for a second.
Touche, touche. NKTOB, got it.
That's right. That's right.
It's funny actually. Before you even said show me the tattoo, I knew NKTOB already. Just letting you know, I already knew it.
Right. Okay,
Well, I'm gonna let you be surprised when Donald Trump loses. That
if
Elon
he
Musk says that.
loses, I will use the word of the day in a sentence to you,
Ooh, okay,
conceding.
okay, all right.
I don't even remember the word of the day. I'm
You
just being for real.
The word of the day is I had it on my tip of my tongue until I was going to say it.
What is it?
It's ambitious,
Ambitious.
ambitious, ambitious.
I will
'Cause
say Kamala was more ambitious than Trump. That's why she is president.
that's right. I'm gonna hold you to it. Listen, and don't mistake the fact just because I'm the one drinking alcohol that I ain't gonna remember. I don't remember.
I will
I don't
make a
remember.
short and put it on my channel if she
Oh,
wins.
oh,
Saying
what?
Kamala was more ambitious than Trump. That's why she's president. I will.
What? Oh
And I'll
boy.
tag you. Yep.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna drink to that. I'm gonna drink to that. Mm,
Don't nobody clip that.
mm.
Nobody
Look, I
clip
already
that.
got my watches in the background. They all clipping. They all clip. I said, y'all just clip, clip, clip. Clip all the videos, clip all the
Please,
shorts, clip
somebody
all
clip
the
that.
stuff. So that's so here's my deal. Are most of these precincts counting the mail-in ballots first, or are they waiting count the mail-in ballots last? Because I believe last year they counted them last.
It's different for different states. Most count first on election day. They start counting mail-in ballots. That's how most do, except for Nevada. They got to be different.
Mm.
They don't do in-person voting at all. They only do mail-in.
Well, Harris is actually winning 77% in Philadelphia County in Pennsylvania. I don't know how much of that is for the whole overall state, but in
Mhm.
Philadelphia, she's killing it.
In the overall state, she's 51 to 49 or to 48. So somebody voted for someone who's never going to get elected. So, yeah.
Mm.
Why do people do that? Why do they vote for that person
Just
that's
the
not going
write-ins.
to get it?
I don't have no idea. It's like sticking it to the man.
They write their own name in. They're like James
Yeah,
Vanderbeek.
I don't understand that. I wish I had a clue, but
Like, don't do that. You look dumb when you do that.
so New Mexico is going to probably Harris.
Harris, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah, North
that's a
Carolina
border state. You know they're going to Harris.
with 86%
They want all their
reporting.
ancestors to come in.
You said, "Oh, you wrong. You wrong.
That was a little wrong.
Wrong. Clip it. You guys clippers watching in the bushes, clip it."
Shut up.
The bush watchers and the bush watchers out there. I'm slurring. I said bush
I didn't say.
watcher.
Oh, I didn't say that. My gosh, I was thinking it. I just didn't say it. Jeez.
I'm in your head. I'm already in your head. This is Virginia is going to be close, but I think it's going to go to Harris. What? So, are you watching something that shows anything more than 145 to 211? What is your vote count?
Yeah, mine says 179 to 214.
Mm. Oh, so she got a big jump somewhere between what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, it's not updating where though.
Why am I so far behind in the world? I feel like if you can tell me what the lottery numbers are, I can go and like buy a ticket right now.
So Arizona is dead even 50-50.
Has Wisconsin reported?
Let me see. Wisconsin. What? No. Wisconsin is 48-51 Trump.
Oof. What's the percentage for reporting? Is it 80%, 79%, or lower?
65%.
Okay, so they still got some time. All right.
Nobody's 100% reported. Florida's 97% reported.
Oh,
So they're
okay.
close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think they have really any real projections. Well, if they've got the electoral map at 145 and 211, somebody's actually said, okay, it's our unsurmountable lead, so that's why they're giving these electoral
Yeah.
college votes to them.
They're saying Minnesota is going to go to Trump, but only 14% has
Yeah, they say
reported.
that too. You got 60, 37 to 60.
Say that again. Yeah, exactly. 37 to 16. Mhm.
I got a CNN projection coming up here in a second.
Oh boy. Totally believe what they're going to say.
This is nuts.
Oh, he put off his
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 welcome party.
announcement party
Yeah,
for
of
an
course.
hour.
He's still nervous. I told you he was going to sit out there and say, "We won. We won. It's 2020 all over again. We won. And now I can go to bed. And when I wake up, I still won, even though I lost." I'm just saying, it's the
Trump makes
playbook.
an announcement at Mar-a-Lago to put off his announcement due to voter error booths for an hour. Okay, even I'm laughing at that.
Okay, projection. Oregon. Kamala won Oregon.
Did she? Oh, maybe that was the jump.
No, because I still show they have her at 153 to 211 still.
Let's show
I don't know
179
why.
to 214.
Why am I so far below everything? And I'm
214. My boy's cooking.
This is why I don't watch sports with people. I'm sitting there when I watch the Cowboys play, and I get these text messages, and they're like 2 plays ahead of me. I'm like, stop texting me on a play I ain't even seen yet.
You got an Android, don't you?
Don't you dare.
don't you? That's why.
No, I'm on. Look. Well, I have an iPhone, but I have a Fire Stick. So I use Amazon for all my house stuff.
Oh, that's the problem.
So I'm streaming stuff. So when I stream, if you have like a cable box or FiOS or something like that, and you're not streaming, you probably are like maybe 5 minutes ahead of me.
Upgrade your Fire Stick to an actual like Roku.
Roku is a
Fire Stick
dime.
suck.
Okay, listen. Hold on. Simmer. Stop. Pump the brakes for a second. Pump the brakes, butterfly. Let me tell you something. And I said butterfly because there's a butterfly above your shoulder. Now, let me tell you something.
Listen, speaking of that, let me ask you an honest question.
Okay.
A friend of mine, she's like, Mandy, I gotta be honest with you about your neons. She's like, it looks like the dog is doing something nasty to the cat and that the butterfly likes to watch. Is it really what that looks like?
It does look like there's something going on. There's some hunching. Definitely some hunching. But
I'm taking it down.
I like the neons are good. I like the neons in the background. There's nothing wrong with the neons. Don't move them. It does
Yeah, I
now.
have a dog and a cat,
But I didn't.
and that's why I got it.
But I didn't see that until
But
you
I
mentioned
ain't
it.
trying to have no nasty, like, butterfly liking to watch kind of
But I
deal
didn't see
going on.
that. I didn't see that until you mentioned it. But now that you mentioned it, I can't
Oh,
unsee it.
I know. Since she mentioned it, I can't unsee it. I'm looking
Yeah.
at that butterfly. You nasty butterfly.
It's like the cat's putting a hickey on the dog's
Nasty.
neck while he's getting it in. The cat's putting the hickey on the dog's neck. I'm just
You
saying.
had to say that.
Because that's what's happening. Look, I'm playing it out right now. You
Maybe
mentioned
they're
it.
just snuggling, Brian. Maybe they're just snuggling. Maybe they're just Netflix and chilling.
But where are the hands? The hands are very auspicious to me. Where are the paws? The paws are missing. What are the paws doing?
They're eating the cats.
Ooh, you freaky like that. Okay.
I
I
was
didn't,
quoting Trump. What
I
you
didn't
talking
know.
about?
I didn't know it was that kind of party. He said they're eating the cats.
Trump just took North Carolina. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Now it's a party.
Is that a projection or is that 100%? He got.
Well, they just called it.
What are they? What was he at now? What number?
230.
Mm.
What has it got to be? 262?
270.
270. Okay. So it's 179 to 230.
Mm.
Yeah, they just called North Carolina for Trump.
This is probably gonna be Trump's way. I hate to say it, but
Carolinas for Trump, baby. Yeah.
and I thought that was gonna be one of the ones that she. Well, North Carolina normally doesn't go blue. They normally go red anyway. So I don't think that was something that they projected. They were hoping to get and make it an easier
Not
path.
always. It doesn't always go red.
It did,
I
it didn't it didn't
mean,
go to Biden. It went to Harris. I mean Trump last year or in 2020. Thank God we don't do this every year. Thank God it's only 4 years.
no, my nerves couldn't handle it every year. I'm telling
No,
you.
it's just no. This was every year would be way too much. I still got 153 to 211 on CNN right now. What I'm watching.
I got 179 to 230. They are about to call Kamala in New Mexico, though. Like within minutes.
Okay, so that's again not a surprise.
Yeah. And apparently they're about to call her in New Hampshire.
Somebody says they're about to get sick in the chat. I don't know who that is, and they'll be right back. But
Oh,
hey, guys in the
hope you
chat,
feel better.
sorry we're still just chatting along among ourselves. Apologize if we've ignored the chat, but hello everyone. For the 4 people that I
Hope you
see that
feel
are watching.
better. I can't read what their name is because it's
Yeah,
like
it's all
metallic-y.
yeah. Calligraphy. Is it Hebrew? Is it not Hebrew? Is it? Who was it that said they were
It might
named?
not be English. I'm not sure. But I see about to get sick.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
see you about
Hope
to
you
get
feel
sick.
better. Is it because I said Trump was winning?
I think that's probably what it was.
I think so
Oh,
too.
I I'm hoping that
They
this
got that
is
TDS going on, that Trump derangement syndrome.
TD. What is it? TDS? Oh my
Whoa.
God. What did I miss?
Um, Democrats took Virginia for the Senate.
For the Senate, but they haven't called the president. So if they took the Senate, then Virginia's going to go to Kamala too, right? I would hope.
Probably, yeah. My son lives in Virginia.
I actually go to Virginia every year.
Do you?
I'm in
It's
Arlington.
beautiful.
I'm in Arlington, Virginia every year about August and September. And
Military.
I don't like Arlington, Virginia. I think Arlington, Virginia, DC, I don't know why people want to move up there and live there. It's just a city that's full of people and industry and just I mean, there's some really good places to go and eat and visit. It's a touristy area. I don't know why anybody would want to live there. Who said let's go Trump? Somebody said somebody's on your team. Somebody's on Team Mandy. Let's go Trump.
Yeah, I think it says Goth Girl. Yeah, Goth Girl.
Boo, golf girl. I'm just kidding. Thanks for coming and watching
Donald
it.
Trump lost his hometown. Oh,
Well, New York. That's New York, though. That was a long time
yeah,
ago.
he lost his hometown though. How?
So
That's sad.
that's you know what? Okay, so let's get back on track a little bit about this thing. What do you say about what does it mean to you that Donald Trump doesn't even have the support of his cabinet members from his presidency, doesn't have the full support of his own family even. Melania hasn't been on the campaign trail.
Family works for him.
Wait a minute. I didn't say work. I said supporting. Where has Ivanka been?
Where's
Jared
Ivanka
Kushner.
been? She's been right by his side.
No, she hasn't. Not Melania.
Ivanka? Sure.
Ivanka. Ivanka has never been at any campaign rally this whole entire cycle at all.
Ivanka, his youngest daughter.
His youngest daughter. No, I think the other one, who was the baby mama of, or the daughter of one of the mistresses that he married after he was cheating on his other wife, Tiffany. Tiffany is his youngest daughter. Ivanka is his oldest daughter. So you don't
Where's
even
she been?
know.
I don't know.
You don't know Trump's
I don't
lineages.
know all his kids, no.
Well, I'm gonna educate you
But I
today.
know I know Barron is just started college, so that's where he is. But he's been to a couple rallies.
All right, listen. Where has look? Melania has not been every step of the way of Trump, like everybody else whose wives have all or significant others have been.
He
Oh,
has been to a lot, and
every presidential candidate has always had their significant
she's been
other.
writing a book,
You know, yeah, and she's
publishing a book,
yeah,
and
and
it
it's
was fantastic too.
I'm just gonna let me. Can I talk now on my own channel? Can I get a word in edgewise? Because I know you sitting up here trying to promote. We don't promote here on Drinks and Discussions.
Kamala just won Oregon.
Also not a surprise. Hey, by the way, Megan is from Oregon up there in Oregon. Hey, Megan. I wish Megan would come back and actually be on this conversation. I don't know if we can get along or not. I don't know. I'm not trying to bring that up, but Megan is from Oregon. That's why I mentioned it. But um, uh, Ivanka has not been on the campaign trail once. And it's also weird to me that everybody who's voting for Trump still believes that this look the other way when all of his cabinet members, his vice president, all have abandoned him, and they also think that he is bad for the country. And they were the closest ones to him in his administration. And everybody says to go, hey, don't worry about what they're saying. Let me just do this on my own. Forget about the substance of what they're talking about. So what do you put any weight on what they say?
Where have they been saying these things? I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
Everybody's written books. They've been on news stations. Even his attorney general, Bill Barr, was saying Trump should never be anywhere near of the fucking White House.
Bill
Bolton,
Barr.
William Bolton, his chief of staff, what's the general of all these generals, Mattis, Secretary of Defense, all these people, none of them think that Trump should be anywhere close to the White House.
Okay, so I just seen an interview with Mattis yesterday, and he talked about how great he was in the White House, how he made strategic moves and decisions.
What? No, you might have watched
How
an
he
old
seen him
video.
pray over.
You must have watched an old
How he's
video because Mattis just wrote a book about it and said Trump is a
he
danger
was
to.
on. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
he was on the Benny show, and he talked about how he's seen him pray over military moves and operations for the best thing for the country. It wasn't. It was. It
You're
was
gonna have to.
a couple days ago.
You're gonna have to factual. Well, fact. What did you say? Factuate. Factual. What was the word? Uh, fact. What?
Back it up.
Fact it up. You're gonna have to fact it up
You'll have
because
to fact that up.
the man wrote a book excoriating Trump.
That makes it true.
If he wrote a book, it has to be somewhat factual based, right?
Yeah,
He
so
did a
is
book
Harry
tour.
Potter.
Oh my God, this is.
I'm just teasing you on that.
Look, I'm gonna take a drink. Harry Potter.
I was
Hold on a
just
second.
messing with you on that
People
one.
do play cribbage. Not cribbage. What is that thing they play? I say
That's what
cribbage.
it's called, I think.
What is it called? Cribbage? Is it
I've never
cribbage?
read one Harry Potter book, so I'm just teasing you.
But people play it. So there's got to be some facts in that. What is that game called? Cribbage? It's not
You
cribbage.
better fact that thing up.
It's you better fact that thing up.
Look, it is. I never stay up this late, so I'm like getting that tired, like stupid thing happening.
I don't know who said hi, Brian. How are you? I'm doing great. Who's that? Something. Can't
It's
tell
like
who it is.
Mario's something.
Mario. It's the Mario. Luigi.
Hey, it's me, Mario.
Mario. I like that movie, by the way. That was a really good
Plus,
movie.
the new one's so good.
It was really, really good. And I'm gonna say something to Liz, who is a big Chris Pratt fan. I think the guy is probably a douche. Um, but he did a really good job on doing that movie. He did a really good job on that movie voiceover. I got you.
You think
So
Chris Pratt is a douche?
oh yeah.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Chris Pratt ever.
Well, let me tell you the facts now. Let me get it straight. This dude was in Community, and he weighed like 230, 80 pounds. He was a big sloth kind of a guy. And he was married to Anna Faris.
Yeah.
And she's still a good comedic actress. And then he started to get his come up. He started losing some weight, started working out, and got some of these roles for Guardians of the Galaxy because I think he's a really good comedic actor. And then he ditches her, who, by the way, he married this Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter or somebody who is
Yeah.
also 20 years younger than him.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know there was such a big age difference. Wow.
Yep. And see, when you talk
But
about,
not 30.
oh, no, you know what? You correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't think it was 30. But that's the thing I don't like about dudes. I don't like dudes who have a comeuppance and then they get rid of the woman that they're with and the person that they're with. And women do it too, and I don't know why. But because Adele, I love Adele. I mean, so
What?
I know songs. I know songs that remind me when I hear it the first time I heard it. And I remember 100% the first time I heard Adele singing on the radio or on the atmosphere was Chasing Pavements. and it was playing in a
Mm-hmm.
but not a Dave and Buster's. It was played at a bar here locally in Texas, and we were at a company happy hour, and it was right when the phones could actually go and say, "Hey, who it is?" Shazam or whatever it was. They could tell you who was actually singing it if you didn't know it. So I did it my phone.
Shazam. Oh man,
Yeah, you remember that?
it's a flashback. Okay.
And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and it was Adele, and she was this kind of overweight, if you want to call it overweight, but she could sing, and I still have Chasing Pavements on my playlist, and it was one of those songs that just moved me when I heard it, and it's one of those songs. And then when she, started Kevin, she was married at the time, and then when she got up and she
Mm,
started losing some weight, she ditched the husband. Listen, I don't know the private things. I don't know if things were bad at the beginning. I don't know all those types of things, but
yeah.
the
Mm,
optics of those things to me
it's
always make it
good.
seem
Yeah.
like it just seems like it looks bad on the initial. And again, it's not
Mm,
involved in their
sure.
personal lives, but I'm just never would be that person that was like, if I make it, I'm gonna dump the person I'm with and try to get some brand new model. That just makes zero
Yeah,
sense to
it
me.
didn't look good. I'll give you that.
Mm-mm. Oh, hey, Wayne
Like
County.
they upgraded.
Yeah, well, if you call that an upgrade, look,
Well,
everybody.
in their mind.
Yes, in
Yeah,
their mind. Yes,
in
in their
their.
mind. Yes.
So
It's,
Kamala just got quite a little boost.
mm-mm. I'm still at
It's
153
192.
to
She's
what?
at 192
To what?
to 230.
I'm still
230.
I'm still at 153 to 211. I don't know what the hell CNN is doing.
New Mexico. She just got New Mexico called.
Wisconsin is 80, 60 something percent, and she's down in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's what I showed too.
Something about Wayne County in Arizona. Oh, Wayne County is in Georgia, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's Wayne County is in Detroit. All right, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. It looks like Bob Ferguson, the Democrat, won as governor in Washington. That's good. I like Bob Ferguson. He seems like a really okay dude. I heard him talking today.
Okay, so I heard you say something about another Democrat that won something. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you your comeuppance, your kudos, your pat on the back, whatever you want to say. But I appreciate the fact that even though you support Donald Trump, you're not going around saying that Democrats eat babies. Our Democrats are trying to indoctrinate our children in schools to be, and I know you have family versus trans, but that's the narrative that a lot of MAGA people are trying to put out there, is that by being a Democrat, you're eating babies. You believe that aborting a baby at 9 months is legal, and all these other nonsense and that's what Donald Trump has said also. Donald Trump has said that Democrats believe aborting the babies up until birth. He has said that. That's another lie that Donald Trump has tried to permeate out there into the public atmosphere. Fact check me.
That's not a lie.
Hmm?
There is a hospital, or there was a hospital. It's been shut down now. Uh, I believe it's called Jesus Christ Hospital, where they would, uh, up into delivery, they would actually deliver the baby and put it in a room and leave it for up to 3 days and then come and get it. And they would call it dispose of it.
Hmm.
They didn't call it delivery, but that's what you were doing. You were delivering it.
Okay, but even if you say that that happens, how do you contribute that to being a part of a Democratic Party? especially if
I
it's
don't.
called, well, no, not you. I'm not saying specifically you, but
Oh,
how would
okay.
anyone contribute that to a Democratic Party, even if that is happening? And especially when you are saying it's from a, what, Jesus Christ or whatever hospital, it seems like it's a religious affiliated hospital and not a political affiliated hospital, right?
It used to be. It moved away from that a long time ago. It used to be a Catholic run hospital,
Mm,
but it moved away from that a long time ago. It just the name was just
stuck with it,
something they kept.
but it's not
Yeah,
affiliated with the Democratic Party.
it's not. No.
So
But
what's, so what say you when Donald Trump says
that's where
that?
he got that from.
Hmm.
That's where he got that from because they were doing that up until I think a year or 2 years ago when it shut down.
Do you
But
know?
that was being done.
But again, you can't
That's not
associate.
something he just
Well, you can't
pulled out of
associate
his
that with the
butt.
Democratic Party. You can't put that misnomer on the Democratic Party because it happened doesn't mean that all Democrats believe it or all Democrats are for it or all Democrats are doing it. And that's what Donald Trump tries to permeate out there. And let me
Okay, I'll give you
explain.
that.
And then also let me say this. Again, growing up as a person who, and you don't know this, but maybe you do. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. And I believe that Jehovah's Witnesses are almost like, if not a cult as well. You're not supposed to associate with anybody outside of the Jehovah's Witness organization. If you do, you're going to be bringing in that worldly kind of stuff. And they believe, and all the religions say this, you can be of this world, but not a part of this world. That's why they only want to associate with themselves. A lot of other people down the history, uh, Jamestown and everything else, religious fanatics that just believe that they need to be segregated and only indoctrinated to what they teach. That is one of the things I believe that's wrong with Donald Trump. Donald Trump always says that he is the only one that can save America. Not I will work with Congress because a president cannot do anything by himself. North Carolina went to Donald Trump, by
No,
the way.
very true.
You need to work with people. You have to be a bipartisan president in order to understand the needs of the Democrats and the Republicans in order to get things done to meet the needs of the people. Donald Trump has failed to grasp that concept, in my opinion. Trump headquarters in West Palm Beach are celebrating
Oh, he must have started his party early.
for North Carolina.
Oh, West Palm Beach, North Carolina. Oh, they popping off a little early, ain't they? Shouldn't they wait till he reaches that magic number?
Yeah, I think if he reaches, at least gets to one of those battleground states that makes it unattainable. But right now, everything's still in play. And Arizona is still neck and neck.
No, I was just looking at that. Still, where?
I mean, they're really celebrating over there at Trump headquarters like they done won the whole thing.
That's North Carolina for you. We like to party, like us.
Oh my God, like it's 1999.
I'm surprised they ain't out there budding.
Maine is going to Harris so far.
What is it with Northerners, man?
Oh no.
We're just gonna break them off and put them over there with California.
Oh, and she's actually with 38%. She's actually losing in Michigan right now.
What?
So North
That's odd.
Carolina, so North Carolina was a battleground state, I guess. That's why they're cheering.
Yeah, yeah, was background state. He did a lot of campaigning here. He came to Charlotte 2 or 3 times. The
Yes,
dump truck or the garbage
dump
truck
truck.
thing was in Charlotte.
You can say dump
Yeah,
truck because if you say dump truck, that's what we call them here. It's not a garbage truck. We always call them a dump truck. It's a dump truck in Texas.
garbage truck thing was kind of
You
brilliant.
like that?
I'm
You like
just,
that garbage truck? Did you like? So
I did.
did you like when
It
Don
had the
Jr. Don Jr. wore a
I'm
garbage
sorry.
bag and all that stuff for Halloween. Did you like all that stuff too? Oh my god.
Yeah, I wore garbage bag for Halloween too.
No, you didn't.
I
Did
did.
you? Did you really?
I
Oh my god.
I had a little garbage bag bow in my hair.
What in the Sam Hill is going on here?
Mhm. You say Sam Hill?
I did say Sam Hill. I'm from the country. I don't know what you're talking about. I say Sam Hill. What are you talking about?
Sam Hill.
The Sam Hill.
Like, there were lots of garbage bags around. Like, people were wearing garbage bags to go vote. I am not even playing with you.
Um, I
I can't make that up.
again, I'm in Texas. However, I'm in a city that actually leans blue. We have a Democratic mayor. Everything's blue around here. But I do see some people in the neighborhood that had Trump and Harris signs, but not one single person I saw in a garbage bag. But
Um,
here's my deal. Go ahead. So what was you gonna say?
oh, go ahead.
But here's my deal. I believe that if you, I don't. First of all, I don't believe MAGA are Republicans. What are you looking at? What are you saying?
What is this sudden jump? I don't like this sudden jump. What is this?
What is the sudden jump? What is the numbers? Tell me.
She's at 205 all of a sudden.
And he's at 220 what?
He's at 230.
She's at 205? I am
Yeah.
so way behind. I don't know why.
What
Let
is
me
this? What is this? I don't like this.
let me change the channel because CNN is kicking my ass right
Me
now.
not liking this.
Because sometimes I might have paused this when I wasn't really didn't really want to pause it.
Supporters are saying that Kamala could actually. No!
Uh-oh,
Say
here you
that?
go. Oh, you're giving me some good news
Stop.
before I want the good news. And look, and you reading it with a frown on your face. I can see the little wrinkle in your nose. I'm like, your eyebrows are wrinkling up. I'm like, that's bad news. That's good news for me, but bad news for you.
Yeah, look at this. 205 to
Somebody,
230.
oh, cool. So somebody said they ran across your live. Figured I'd give you some likes and say hi. Peace out, dude. Who is that? Thank you for coming by. Who you can you see who wrote
That's
that?
it.
Who was that? Kaylee, somebody?
Uh, looks like Knights of Ren.
Who said that? Think okay. But there's somebody that says Kaylee, right?
I don't see a
Kaylee
Kaylee.
02, Kaylee something. That says
I don't see that
that.
person.
Oh, I don't know. But well, whoever that is, I'm sorry. I'm like outside my patio. Miss Mandy is joining us, and we're drinking some discussions. I hope you come by some other times and check out our live. Miss Mandy also has a channel. If you want to put that in the channel in the your link in the chat too. If you don't, I will do it later as well. But Miss Mandy also has a channel. She does a lot of watching react videos, and very peaceful and jovial, and they have a good time and laugh. So check out Miss Mandy's channel as well. Well, we'll put our link in the chat for those who
There it
want to come
is.
back. But this is why America is so divided because there are a lot of individuals that can't have these type of conversations that we don't agree on who we're voting for, but can agree that we're still going to be friends at the end of the day. I'm not going to jeopardize my friendship by the president of the United States or anybody else that
Absolutely.
doesn't know my name.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we've got something in common. We're Americans and we want the best for our country, which is why we're so passionate about it. You know?
Well, so that gets me back to what I was going to say before I was looking at that. I've never been, and
Mhm,
you tell me that I'm going to ask you a question after I say this. I've never been
mhm.
passionate enough to put a flag on my house, even though I'm military family. I never been passionate enough to put a political sign in my yard, even though I'm
Mm,
political. I know you probably got Trump, Trump, Trump stuff everywhere.
I
I
don't.
get,
I don't. I
but
don't.
but
actually.
so when I say fanatics, and I was talking about Jehovah's Witnesses earlier too, and I'll go back to that real quick. Remember back in 2020 when the Mayans had predicted the end of the world or something? There were religious organizations. HBO did this whole big documentary about these people who lived on this remote land, and they were all, and these ministers were marrying these young girls too, and they were in this gated community. Nobody could touch them, and they said that the world was going to end in 2020, as the Mayans predicted it. They had
Hmm.
cameras at the gates of this compound, waiting on the leader of this organization to come up and say something when the world didn't end. And he came and he said some bullshit to make the people still think that, the religious math didn't work out. It's always this religious math that always seems to always change when their prophecies don't actually come to fruition.
Right. When it
Um,
doesn't fit their narrative.
Right. So they come up, well, we got more direction, and the spirits guide us and let us know that we didn't see it the way we were supposed to see it, blah, 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 blah.
Hmm.
Um, so when I see people who are so passionate about something, they don't know what the outcome is going to be. So why get to the level of that kind of passion where you have no control necessarily, even though you have a vote? You really don't have control over the electoral votes in America. You really just don't. And you can put your input in, but to be that passionate, running around with Donald Trump flags in the back of your truck and all this other nonsense. And I play golf in this community, and some people have on the back of their signs, if you voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, you owe me gas money. When they have no idea, they don't even have anything
See,
to
that's
do with
silly.
gas prices. Literally, they still have it 4 years later. They still have this sign in their backyard on the golf course. It's the dumbest stuff to me. To me. Do what you want, express yourselves the way you want. But I've never been that passionate about anything other than my family that I would actually want to go out there and protest or put a sign out to actually really actually get my viewpoints out into the public atmosphere. It's just not that important to me.
Like on that note, my mother is a Kamala Harris supporter,
I like your mama. I don't
and
even know her.
she is not speaking to me today
Shut up.
because my mom is very dramatic, but she is so upset with me for voting for Donald Trump.
Really?
She
To
was
the point
like,
where she's not talking?
"Listen, I'm going to do her what, Mandy? Please don't tell me you voted for that crazy man." She said, "Listen, I've been on the earth a long time, and I've seen all the crazy things he's done. You haven't.
Mm, mm.
He's made some dumb decisions. Don't vote for him. He's crazy." And I said, "Mom, I've already voted for you." "Oh my gosh, you didn't." I mean, she got all upset, all in her feels.
Mm. Well,
And I tried to call her today, and she gonna pick up the phone and hang it up.
listen. After the night, she gonna answer all your phone calls. No, she gonna be calling you after the night, and you gonna be like voicemail, straight to voice.
I ain't gonna send my mom, but she gonna do that one ring to me.
Well,
She one ringed me.
let me ask you the question: are you the troublemaker in the family?
No,
Are you not?
my mom's the troublemaker in
Oh, here we
the
go.
family.
Don't you put your mama out there. Do not put your mama on Front Street. Do not put your mama out here
I
on
love
Front
you,
Street.
mom. I
Oh,
love my mom. My mom's my best friend, actually. She really is. My mom's
not,
fantastic.
not since you voted for Trump. She's like, nope, your sister is my
We'll be
favorite.
talking tomorrow.
But you know what? So I have a person I work with, and he's like, me and my dad were close, but my dad like went MAGA, and ever since he went MAGA, he and I are not on talking terms either. And I'm like, really?
Oh,
He goes, no, we just decided. He said that Donald Trump is this, that, and whatever, and because of it, he thinks that Donald, and I don't. He didn't vote for Trump or doesn't like Trump or anything like that. He goes, that riff that just caused that big. And I'm like, you let politics come in between your relationship with your parents?
Mm.
And the reason I say this to people all the time is because I had a big rift with my parents because of the religious thing. It was always big. I thought, I didn't want to be in that part of that organization. They did. They still are. But I also thought they choose that religion over me as their son. And when I didn't choose to stay in it, I felt like they kind of like outcast me. And so I was carrying this
Mhm.
big bag of baggage just every time I go over there. It was always like before I even got to the door, I would just feel like this anxiety. And then I'd go in and then I would like ready to leave like 5 minutes later.
Yeah,
Until
that's
all the motivational stuff that I was doing back in the day when I was talking about another channel with the narcissist stuff. And I really did some research on stuff. And then I read across this motivational speaker that was talking about you can put your baggage down. You don't have to carry it everywhere you
mhm.
go. You don't have to carry wherever you go. It doesn't mean that the baggage is not there. And if you want to go in, rumble through your baggage if you want to, it's still going to be there. But you don't have to carry it around everywhere you go. So it's not always weighing
Right.
you down. And when I saw that and I started applying that, I tell people about it and I try to give my own little spin when I'm talking to people about it. It really opened my door. So I actually became more verbal when it comes to talking about things rather than just like keeping it in. If my dad and then when they want to talk about politics or not religion, they want to talk about religion, I'll talk to them about it respectfully. And my dad will still come and talk to me about, why did you do this and do this and then leave the organization, blah, blah, blah. Say, listen, this is the way I believe. This is how I feel. And it's
Mm.
always that mutual. I don't want to push my dad to a point where we're arguing and he's still my dad. So if he says something that's going to push my buttons, I just go, okay, okay, okay. I love you, Dad. I've got to
Nobody
go.
knows how to push your buttons like family, right?
Oh,
Nobody.
absolutely. And it's up to us to be mature enough to sit there and go, and listen, every time somebody pushes your buttons, you don't have to react. We're not 2-year-olds. 2-year-olds react in a way that every time you push something that they don't know how to deal with, they act out. Mature people know
That's
how to
one
do
I
that.
had to learn. I had to learn to not react. It took me going to therapy for a little bit to
Hmm.
learn to shake that off. Be a duck. Let that roll right off your
Roll it off your
back
back. Yeah,
and just keep
absolutely.
moving.
Keep it
And
moving.
I'm so good about that now, but I used to react. I used to be a reactor.
Hmm.
Miss Mandy used to react. I'm just saying. But now I'm just,
It is the name of the channel, Miss Mandy Reacts. Isn't that the name of your channel?
yeah.
Okay.
But now it don't bother me like that anymore. It really don't. I can just laugh at it, laugh at people acting crazy. But see, that makes me sad about your friend though, because me and my mom, I know we're gonna be fine tomorrow
Hmm.
because we don't stuff like that bother us. I know she's just being extra
Hmm.
because that's my mom. She's just extra like that. But I know tomorrow she's gonna call me like nothing happened. She gonna say, "Well, Orange Man won, didn't he?"
Hmm.
and we'll
Hmm.
laugh about it. Or I'm gonna say, "Well, your girl won," and we gonna laugh
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, and and we're gonna have a laugh, and we're gonna be fine. But I
They
know
should.
some families really take that to extreme.
Right. They take it to an extreme. And that's what I keep saying
And
about I say this.
dang,
I sometimes I voted for George Bush because he's from Texas. He was the governor of Texas. I voted for George
I
W.
liked Bush.
MAGA to me, to this day, MAGA is not representative of the Republican Party. MAGA is the extreme right of the Republican Party. Even the most conservative and some of the most down to earth, lifelong Republicans will agree that MAGA is a separate movement. It's not even close to being Republican Party at all. Donald Trump, even though
It,
he was elected by the Republican Party, it's not the Republican Party.
it is extreme. MAGA is pretty extreme.
Hmm.
Um, I'll give you that much. Um, what are they
Nevada.
disqualifying? Hold on a
What are you getting now? You got another update
second.
before?
being disqualified. Hold on.
Who's disqualified?
Something's being disqualified. Hold on a second. Pennsylvania. Oh no. Something laws in Pennsylvania are preventing officials from processing mail-in votes this morning. So while election workers were counting votes, a batch of got thrown away. What?
What?
So go get them.
What?
In Pennsylvania, apparently a batch of mail-in votes got thrown away.
Dude, that's like you go look at that garbage truck Trump was driving. That's where you need to go find these.
That was good.
That's where you need to find them. He was driving that dump truck for a reason. Decoy. They will never suspect. They will
Ain't got no
never
sense.
suspect. They'll never see it coming. It was in here all the time. And then when it drives away, oh, that's just a campaign vehicle. Let it go on down to the
Yeah,
the
no,
recycling bin.
it's just a stunt. I promise.
All them ballots in that bad boy. Stole it. They stole it.
Did you see what was in the back of the garbage truck?
No, I did not see what's in the back of the road. What?
It was full of Kamala Harris campaign funds.
Oh my God! I thought you were gonna tell me it was some illegal immigrants.
Oh,
See,
now you know you was wrong for you clip it.
I'm
He
sorry.
said that. I didn't say that.
I'm sorry. I thought he was trying to like
That
do
was
some
all
human
all
trafficking.
them border state people.
There's some human trafficking going on in that back garbage truck.
Now
Dang.
who's being extra?
I'm extra. Sorry. It's the whiskey
I'll
talking.
give you my mama's number when we get off.
Hey, guess what? Kamala Harris won Hawaii.
Really?
She's at 169 on my count right now, till 230 still.
Adam Schiff won? Why?
Who? Adam Schiff? Of course he's going to win. That's the thing I don't understand. Why people are so just complacent when they put their votes in. People don't understand that there is things to look at. They just go in and say, "Oh, I just like him because he's been around. I'm comfortable."
Adam Schiff.
Or at the moment, what we got?
Do you know information about Adam Schiff?
I'm not a fan of Adam Schiff. I don't know any information about him.
Okay, good.
I see.
Well,
I'm not a
yeah,
big fan. I'm not a big fan of long-term senators and congressmen. I think there should be term limits after. I think it shouldn't be like 4 years. We have to re-elect them. I mean, I think we should be re-elected. But if you get re-elected after 8 years too, like the presidency, shouldn't be allowed to run again. It may not be 8 years. Maybe it's 12. Maybe it's 10. I don't know what the term limit is. But I think you should have the same turnover that you do for the presidency for your congressional seats. To me,
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Kamala won Virginia. I didn't know if you saw that.
so what numbers do you have right now? I got
I
169 to
have
230.
209 to 230. Wow, that's close.
Oh, that's really close. But if you're Trump, you're still going, yeah, I'm still ahead. I won when I went to bed. I'm tell you, he won before he went to bed.
I'm not gonna say it, but since you said it, I let you say it.
Atlanta is still on. Georgia has still not come all the way through yet. I think there is 93% reporting, and it's 48 to 50 for Trump in Georgia
He's
so far.
still gonna win Minnesota, so they're still doing.
I still think that we should get away from the electoral college and go with the popular vote. If you win it, you win it.
Absolutely.
CNN
I hate this
projects Kamala Harris wins Virginia. I'm like 3 minutes behind you now, Virginia.
You're catching up.
So she is at 182 now to 230 on my map, but you still got her in two something.
209. Yeah.
I think Kamala, if she wins Pennsylvania, whoever wins Pennsylvania will win it. And she's down
She
at
didn't do as
84%.
much politicking in Pennsylvania as I think she should have.
She entered her campaign in Pennsylvania. Don't look like to me like that. I saw
In
you.
her campaign in D.C.
Oh, see, there you go. She did have 75,000 people in that damn DC campaign.
Okay.
But that's another thing. I always
So,
got.
so they say.
Well, that's the thing about Donald Trump has been fact checked over and over and over again about his crowd sizes. Their crowd sizes were always lower than he expected. He was telling people were leaving their videos and after videos of people just leaving. I just don't understand why he was always getting off subject, off. His handlers were telling them stay on message, and he would get off on these
His
tangents, which just really just odd to me.
crowd sizes were huge, huge. Some say it was the biggest crowd size ever. They were gigantic.
You've been working on your Trump impression. Is that what that was?
I can't
You've
even
been
do
working
it.
on it.
Yeah, I can't
You've been
even
working on
begin to do it.
it. Huge. They were huge. Let me tell you
Huge.
something.
Some say it was
Let
the
me
biggest
tell
crowd size
you.
ever.
It's the
Nobody's ever seen a
biggest.
crowd this size.
You should
Yeah,
have
I
put
can't do a Trump
you,
impression at all.
you should have put a blonde
No
wig and
one's
put
ever
some
seen a
orange
crowd
makeup.
size this big.
A blonde wig and some orange makeup. You could have been Trump on Halloween.
I know. No. Oh, I'm not even trying to do that. All right, I'm calling it. It is way past my bedtime,
What
and
time
I
is
am
it?
a weenie.
What time is it?
It is midnight here.
It is. Okay. Oh, you are in the East Coast, aren't you?
But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You know
It's
what?
a great
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you for coming and hanging out. I probably am going to stay online for another 30 minutes at least by myself, holding it down. But did you put
Holding
your
it down
did you
for you, girl.
did you put your link in your channel in the chat?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not a
So
moderator, so people can't click on it. So, but yeah, it's there.
listen, we don't do
Y'all can
moderators.
copy and paste.
You don't do moderators over here in the Discord channel. So I do it differently. I don't use StreamYards. I don't do any of that stuff. I do everything through
I'll put it
Streamlabs.
in the chat.
Yeah, just do it. Just put it in the chat, and that's fine. And you should still be able to do it.
I'll put it there. There. Okay. I think that's it. No, that's your channel. Sorry. Let me delete
Hey,
that.
everybody! If you're on my channel, here's a link to my channel. How about that? Nerd dirt. I'm at least gonna stay out here at least until my cigar is out for anybody else that wants to join and to celebrate.
Right.
It's Kamala
Yeah.
Harris. Let me see if it went through. I still don't see it.
Aw. Isn't that sweet? He thinks Colin's gonna win. All right.
Thanks for hanging out for me. I don't know how long we've been on here, but thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate that.
Um,
Was it 3 hours?
3.5 hours, yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night. I'll talk soon. All right, people. It's just me. If anybody is in the Discord and wants to come up and join me, please do. I know I see Hebrew, Paul, Big Jake, you're logged on as well. If you guys are on Discord and want to come over and just kind of hang out with me, feel free. I'm just going to sit out here and I don't know if you guys can even see me in this backdrop. I mean, I got lights on and all this other dumb stuff out here. So let me know if you guys want to come out and just kind of hang out. I'm going to hang out for a little bit until my cigar goes out, even though I keep losing my spark cigar. Even if you guys want me to join somebody else, I'll join another live channel if there's somebody else is doing something live, and you guys want me to go over there. I'll be happy to do so. But I'm just gonna hang out for right now by myself. Let me know what you guys are doing. I do appreciate the people who have never been here before and came in and stopped by to say hello. I really appreciate that. I also appreciate people who came by and just kind of hung out in the bushes. And I appreciate um, everybody just that has the ability to talk about political things in a peaceful, civil way with each other. Thanks again to Miss Mandy for coming over, and we had a good time. It was a lot of laughter, a lot of just hanging out with people. We didn't share the same ideology when it comes to political spectrum, but it was good to see that we can all come together and still be friends despite our political differences. The political spectrum is not a part of our everyday life. So no matter who you vote for, you should still maintain the friendships that you have in life. And the person that's running for president should not affect those relationships. And if you feel like you are in a position where you have a relationship where the political environment is affecting your life and your relationships, then you need to take a look in the mirror, or they need to take a look in the mirror. I'm not saying one or the other, but somebody needs to take a look in the mirror and say that this is not important to me, more important than family and friends. I'm still behind, I think, on stuff. I don't know who's the one person watching, but we got one watcher. So I think I'm going to probably turn it into really good about hanging out by myself and watching and doing this stuff. So I might join another live stream. There's any live streams going on. Thanks for everybody who joined. Um, this was a last minute little thing just to kind of see if we can get some watchers out here. But I do appreciate everybody joining us. And I am Drinks and Discussions. And anytime you want to talk about anything going on in, you know, whatever it is, the topics of the day, whatever is important that's going on in the world, and even if it's just popular culture, political, or anything else, we talk about those things on Drinks and Discussions. And hope you feel like this is a safe place for you to go out and just kind of air your own opinions without feeling like you're going to get beat up or chastised because of whatever it is that you believe. Religion, again, and other topics as well. So if you're the first time coming by and just wanted to stop by and say hello, hope you come back and visit us again. We're going to do more lives in the future as well. So again, thank you, Miss Mandy watches. Make sure you check out her channel. We're going to be posting and promoting her channel as well. But for tonight, I guess we're going to call it a night. And I always appreciate everyone for joining us. As always, Drinks and Discussions, and we will see you all next time. Have a good night, everybody.